Greetings, fellow detectives. WizardKitten here on a lovely Friday afternoon with Secret of the Old Clock, the 12th mystery in the Nancy Drew series, and the only one that takes place in a different time period. The 30s, I believe. Hi, Jessica! Oh, both Jessicas! Hello, Jessicas! I was just looking for another Nancy stream to watch. Fantastic. What good timing. Alright, so, yes, the only mystery that takes place in the past. I always think that this is like a fever dream of Nancy's. Greetings, JK lady. Nancy's like at home after Curse of Blackmore Manor, and she's having nightmares and crazy dreams after that experience, so she just has a dream where she's solving a mystery in the 1930s. So, that's always how I've reconciled this time period, at least. Jessica squared, exactly. Hello, Demon Slayer, welcome! Alright, let's go ahead and get started with a new game.
Welcome to my latest case.
The year, 1930. The place, the road to Titusville, where we find Nancy Drew behind the wheel of her blue roadster, pondering this question. Why did Emily Crandall, a girl whom Nancy knows only through their mutual friend Helen Corning, ask Nancy to drive all the way out to the Lilac Inn to see her? Does it have something to do with the fact that Emily's mother died barely a month earlier, leaving Emily to run the restaurant with only her guardian to help her? And more important, why, when she called, did Emily sound so desperate? The spunky teenager turns off the main road, blissfully unaware that Emily isn't all that awaits her at the end of the driveway. No, Nancy Drew is about to get her first taste of the mystery, intrigue, and adventure that are to become her destiny.
What a coinky-dink, Jessica. First few times I played this, it didn't click it was in the past, but I think it's a cool concept. I think so too. Once you kind of suspend reality a little bit and are just kind of okay with this one being in the past, I think it works for the most part. They do a really good job of creating like the aura of being in the 1930s, so I appreciate that for sure. Also, these pies. I want one of each, please. The large size. If I had to prioritize, though, I think I'd go with the blueberry. Can't beat a good blueberry pie with some ice cream. Oh, yum.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please.
And I want to spend my money yet. Speaking of, I have been on such a baking kick, just being stuck at home. It's like I want all of the foods. So specifically, I baked lemon poppy seed muffins for my breakfasts, and I made these vanilla toffee cookies last night. Oh my goodness, so good.
Well, hello. I'll bet my bloomers you're Nancy Drew.
Exactly, Jessica. Too many Cocoa Kringles.
That's right. Are you Emily's guardian?
You got it. I'm Jane Willoughby. I'm Emily's guardian, but only for the next 3 months until she turns 18. Then she's on her own.
It smells like someone's been baking pies.
Pies are the Lilac Inn specialty. We get orders from all over. Oh, that reminds me your father called. You're supposed to call him. You can use the coin phone on the porch. Emily didn't say anything about you coming until just this morning.
Is it okay that I'm here?
Don't get me wrong, she can invite anybody here she wants. It's just that she's gotten so darn forgetful lately.
Is she all right?
Well, now that's hard to say. She misses her mom, that's for sure. So do I. Gloria and me, we were best friends, you know? The two of us ran this swell little dress shop over in Capital City. But then she got hitched and I didn't. And the next thing I know, she's writing me saying it would sure take a load off her mind if I could take care of her little girl should something ever happen to her.
Emily's father?
Died in the war. Cantigny, I think. Anyway, I couldn't say no. I mean, what are best friends for? I just wish I knew how to help Emily.
You make it sound like she's in some kind of trouble.
She's been acting so... Look, go talk to her. She probably just needs to spend some time with a bearcat like you instead of some dumb Dora like me. Go on up, she's in her room. Just make like a Boy Scout and be prepared.
Yeah, definitely, JK lady. This is a lot more like the actual books. This might be Demon Slayer, the first game where Nancy worries about money, or at least has money. Because I know in other games she just does chores for people, and then it doesn't matter that she doesn't have any money. Ah, yes, Jane, her great guardian, abandoning Emily after she turns 18. It's so true. Okay, Bard Bounce. Like, there's a bunch of cool things in this inn. I did a build of the Lilac Inn for Ned and Nancy when they went on their honeymoon in my Sims 4 Let's Play. And it's such a pretty building. Hobo sign language becoming widespread. So we have all of these different symbols that are supposed to mean things. This is on the building of the Lilac Inn. A kind woman lives here. This is supposed to be Life magazine, obviously. Teddy Roosevelt on the cover. And then it tells the story about clever Hans, the horse who supposedly could do math problems. But they basically figured out eventually that Hans was just reacting to very subtle nonverbal cues from the people. When he would get to the right answer, they would like jerk or blink or do something, and he was just smart in that way. Still a very smart horse, though. Good old Hans the horse. Beautiful bench seat. That would be such a nice place to read. Oh. Have you guys been doing a lot of reading in this isolation time? I'm reading Persuasion right now by Jane Austen. I'm going to wait to do some of these puzzles until after we talk to... What's-her-face? Emily. Blanked on her name for a second. I love these old pictures. So cool. The Sims build was so good. Thank you, Demon Slayer. Just finished all the Sims stuff. Are you going to post more? Yes, I do plan on starting more in the summer. You guys should let me know where you want that story to go for the Nancy Drew Let's Play. Those of you that have watched that. Because once we get to summer, I will kind of revive that and do like a season 3 kind of thing. Hobo language helped me solve an escape room without having to find the actual clue. That's so cool. Fun little room here.
Nancy, hi. Welcome to the Lilac Inn. Oh, and before I forget, thank you for that nice note you sent me when Mom died. It meant a lot to me.
Well, I lost my mom too, years ago. I kind of know how you feel.
You and I may not be best friends or anything, but you're still one of the nicest people I know.
Well, thank you.
That's why I'm hoping you'll do me a favor. A big favor. You and your dad.
What kind of favor?
Shh!
What's wrong?
I thought I heard something. Your father has a safe, right?
This is 1930. Lots of people have safes.
See this jewelry? I'd like you to take it home with you and put it in your father's safe.
It's beautiful.
It was my mother's. The few times I saw her wear it, she looked just like a movie star. I was hiding it here in my room, but all things considered, I'd feel a lot better if you would just take it home and have your father lock it up in his safe.
What about your guardian? Can't she take care of it?
Oh, I don't want her to know I'm doing this, so don't tell her, all right? See, strange things have been going on around here. That's all I can say. I know it sounds loony, and Jane probably told you that I've been acting loony, but please do this for me.
Whoa.
What was that?
Emily, come downstairs, quick! The kitchen's on fire!
Excuse
Come
me?
on, we better get out of here.
The kitchen's on fire? Oh no. That's not good at all.
This is horrible, just horrible. The fire chief says the stove was completely destroyed and there's smoke damage everywhere. The inn will have to shut down for months, maybe even for good.
Does he know what caused the explosion?
It looked to him like one of the burners on the stove had been left on. The flame either went out or was never lit, but anyway, something made a spark and boom. He said insurance companies are very reluctant to pay out when things look hinky, and that's when times are good.
Who was in the kitchen this morning?
Emily was the last person to use the stove. Like I said, she's been real forgetful lately. I think she's pretty upset. But it's not her fault. What with her mom passing away barely a month ago, and me showing up, this total stranger who doesn't know the first thing about kids or running a restaurant, and her trying to do everything all by herself. It's just too much, that's all. Who wouldn't go a little off their nut? I better get that. The line to the regular phone got burned up in the fire, so now the only phone we got is the coin phone on the porch. Excuse me.
Oh, no!
Emily?
There's a lot happening. This game really gets off to a rolling start.
My mother's jewelry! It's gone! Someone must have stolen it while we were all downstairs. I knew something like this was going to happen. I just knew it.
You mean this sort of thing has happened before?
Yes. No. I'd rather not say. But I will say this. I did not leave the stove on. That fire was not my fault. Oh, what am I going to do? Without that jewelry, I don't have a prayer of paying for a new stove. And without a stove, I'll have to sell the inn. And if I lose the inn... I wish Mom were still here. I wish Josiah Crowley had left us the money like he always said he was going to. That's what I wish.
Who's Josiah Crowley?
He was this old man that lived next door. He died last year. He spent most of his time here at the inn, and he led my mom and me to believe that he'd left a lot of money for us in his will. He gave us a clock, and afterwards, he'd always point to it and get this little twinkle in his eye and say, "Time will tell." But when they finally found his will, he didn't leave us a penny.
Maybe he didn't leave you anything because he didn't have anything.
Oh, he didn't act like it, but he was rich. His estate was worth almost $250,000. Everything went to Richard Topham. He's this man who claims to be able to help people develop their paranormal powers.
I love how in 1930 that was rich. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, peanut butter chocolate chunk cookies, JK lady. Jessica, cranberry orange scones. That sounds so good. The sewing puzzle in this game, yeah. That'll be a fun time, won't it? Emily's dress is sitting and gaping open. Yeah, I do like the idea that she's like sitting down. It's kind of fun to see characters in different positions like that, but just don't move, Emily. That's called an explosion. Save the pies. That's right, JK lady. We must save the pies.
How did Josiah Crowley know him?
Josiah was kind of a screwball. One time he showed up at my birthday party dressed as my great-aunt Harriet. I didn't know it was really him until 2 days later. Anyway, he had all these weird hobbies, and he always thought it would be really keen to read minds. Josiah invited Richard Topham to move in so Topham could help him develop his paranormal powers right there in his house. Josiah was a sweet old man, and I do miss him. And he was free to give his money to whomever he wanted. But to get our hopes up like that, and then leave us nothing, it just wasn't like him.
Where is Richard Topham now?
He still lives in Josiah's house, which is right down the path out back. His house and the inn were built at the same time by two brothers during the Civil War.
That immediately signals to me that there's a secret passageway to be found.
Was your mother's jewelry insured?
Gosh, I forgot about that. I don't know. Jim Archer, I bet he'd know. He's our banker. I guess I should go talk to him.
You don't sound very happy about it.
I'm just so bad at business things. And Jane, my guardian, she tries hard, but she's no good at it either. Maybe you could go talk to him. Please? It would be such a big help.
Sure.
He runs the Main Street Bank. You can't miss it. I'll call him and tell him you're coming.
How many people knew you kept your mother's jewelry in here?
No one. Well, Jane, my guardian, she knew, but I didn't tell anyone else.
Right, Ruffles? What a start.
Is the clock in the parlor the one Josiah gave you?
Yes. I don't know why he gave it to us. It's never worked, and nobody can open it to find out why.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Don't forget to call your father.
Okay, well, now that things have chilled out a little bit, we can do some exploring, and then we'll call our dad. I don't think she lets us look in here when she's sitting here. Is this a nightgown or a dress? I have never known. I guess she's like in her room, so it could be a nightgown. I have no idea. Can listen to the record player. Do 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 do. Wait, isn't that the Ballad of Brigitte? Or Brigitte's Ballad? Yeah, from Curse of Blackmore Manor. Isn't it? It started off with a bang, Jessica, exactly. I love this artwork. Like, I would love to have something like this. I don't know what that style is called, but it's always so pretty. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Gloria, read this, and pretty soon this fella will be your favorite poet too, your pal Josiah. Okay. A book of poetry. We have our
Is
good
this your
old...
sewing machine?
Actually, that belonged to my mom. She and Jane used to be dressmakers. Mom was going to teach me how to use it, but she never got the chance.
Sad. Okay, Nightgown Grace. Nightgown Demon Slayer. That makes sense. Brigitte with your eyes so bright. Such a good song. Such a fun one to play. The puzzles have the perfect difficulty. They tested me, but I never had to resort to a walkthrough. Yeah, this is, I think, a good mystery that's a little bit more light. Like, it's still got some fun story, it's still got some fun puzzles, but it's not gonna, like, make you pull your hair out. And it's a relatively quick one, too, so it's not super stressful overall. Okay, so this Bard Bounce. Do Shakespeare proud by using the arrows to move each man to the woman with whom he belongs. So we've done several puzzles like this before. But you just kind of need to line them up and use each different piece to help move them over. I am not super familiar with Shakespeare. I've read, like, I've only done certain ones in school. I did Romeo and Juliet, or read Romeo and Juliet. What other ones? There was King Lear. Did King Lear. And then there's a bunch that I, like, kind of don't remember, which is kind of funny. For some reason, whenever I hear Brigitte's song, my brain starts thinking of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, it does kind of start the same way now that I think about it. The Rubaiyat book was also featured in a game I played as a kid called Titanic. Oh my gosh, so it's a real book. That's kind of cool. The mini golf puzzle makes me want to tear my hair out as well, Soap. It is super frustrating. Yeah, beyond that puzzle, the puzzles on this aren't too bad, but that one, that is a struggle bus for sure. I don't know why it's so hard, but it absolutely is. Now, how are we gonna get this blue one over? If we can get to here, like maybe if I do this. Oh, that's still not high enough. Maybe like this. There we go. Hi, Afro Gamer Dude. The boiler room part. Hi, Mari. I love everything except the driving in this game. Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of any of the driving type puzzles because it just takes the immersion out of it. It's like all of a sudden Nancy is in 2D instead of 3D, and we're seeing her from a third-person view instead of being her in a first-person view. Just doesn't have the same appeal to me when that happens. I want this one here. And then in the red one, we can move over. Come here, little red one. Come here. There we go. Okay, and then I want the blue one to go there. And then I wonder if we can get the green one easily. Huh. Could maybe do like blue. Because then he's like this. But then we want, Oh, you kind of like the gaming or the driving. Well, that's good. I am glad that some people like it. The characters are so kooky. Arglefump's Everything Wrong with Mid. It's over an hour long. I am committed to watching the entire hour of it, and I'm currently only halfway through. But I fully appreciate that it is an hour long because I think that's hilarious shade. And I love it. Well-deserved shade. So funny. When I saw it was like actually an hour long, I was pretty impressed. You watched it yesterday. That's amazing. Came out right after I finished watching my blind playthrough and review of the game. Nice. So it was fresh in your mind. I love how he's pointing out like every single grammar and spelling error. Like usually it's just kind of funny because they don't happen that often in the games. But in Midnight in Salem, pretty much every conversation has grammar and spelling errors, and that is just not okay in a finished game. So I really appreciate that he is keen. That he went through and is like pointing out every single one. And the horrible text box, like it's bad. There is a lot wrong with Mid, Jessica. Pretty unfortunate. Yeah, and just like the horrible museum, he calls that out. Yeah, I fully appreciated Is Everything Wrong with video. They're always funny. But now there's like a very clear point to it as well. Not that there wasn't before, but it felt like more in good fun for other games, and now it's like, no, this is actually like pretty problematic. Let me tell you all the things that are actually wrong with this game. This puzzle. Maybe like this. Had high hopes for the game despite all the signs not to. Unfortunately, they were misplaced. Yeah, I was trying to remain cautiously optimistic too, but ended up being thoroughly disappointed, just like you, Mari. I watched Arglefump before he actually became big. Oh, he has a Zelda playthrough? That's fun. Ooh, sunflower butter. That sounds really good. Why can't I figure this out? I do like Arglefump's videos, Luna. He's definitely got a lot of Nancy Drew experience, which is pretty awesome. Aha, here we go. There we are.
Wonder what this mirror's doing in here.
I don't know, but I'm just gonna steal it. I'm gonna yoink it right out of there, and it's mine now. Had things wrong with it, but I didn't expect that much. He covered everything you could think of and more. Yeah, very specific complaints, which again, I appreciate.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please.
Even without the addition of the issues with the company and production, just the choice to have the perspective changed.
Hello?
With how...
I
Oh,
said drop a nickel
sorry.
into the slot. There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
Yeah, I totally agree, Mari. The navigation was horrible. Yeah, it's so true.
I'd like to talk to Carson Drew. His number is KL57187.
Hang on a minute.
Carson Drew speaking.
Hi, Dad.
Well, I see you got to Titusville okay.
The car ran like a top.
It ought to. That's a fine car. You treat it well, it'll treat you well.
I was told that you wanted me to call.
I need to get some documents from a colleague over there. I thought since you were in the area, you could pick them up. Save him paying postage.
Sure. What's the address?
He said he'd just leave them for you at the telegraph office. Just drive into town and look for Tubby Telegrams. He said you can't miss it.
Will do.
These papers are extremely important, Nancy.
I will pick them up, Dad.
Good. Remember, watch your gas gauge and get gas when you're low so you don't run out. And try to avoid potholes. The more you hit, the likely it is you'll wind up with a flat.
Yes, Dad.
And if you do get a flat, take it off and put on your spare, and then head straight to a gas station and get it fixed.
Yes, Dad.
All right, lecture over. Have you found out why Miss Crandall asked you to visit?
She wanted me to have you lock her mother's jewelry up in your safe. Only someone stole it before I could take it with me.
Stole it? Good gosh.
Lazy is definitely a good word for a demon slayer.
That was right after the stove in the kitchen exploded.
The stove exploded? Sounds to me like you'd be well advised to cut your visit there short.
No, I want to find out what's going on. I have to find out what's going on.
You have to?
Well, yeah, you know. Emily just lost her mom, and she's worried about losing the inn, and her guardian's all wet when it comes to helping out, and...
And the truth is, you are so curious that you feel like you'll absolutely burst if you don't find out why all these weird things have been happening, right?
Yes.
Don't worry, I know the feeling. You're a chip off the old block, I'm afraid. Well, as long as you're like me in one other way, you should be fine.
What way is that? Smart?
Careful.
If somebody says they're going to leave you something in their will and then doesn't, is there anything you can do about it?
Not a thing. Whatever's in writing is the only thing that counts, unless, of course, the will was tampered with or forged, and you can prove it. If not, you're out of luck. Why do you ask?
Emily's neighbor, Josiah Crowley, told her and her mom that they were going to inherit part of his estate. But when he died, his will left everything to this ESP expert named Richard Topham.
That's too bad, but this Crowley fellow was free to leave whatever he wanted to whomever he wanted, I'm afraid. People do change their minds, you know.
I met Emily's guardian, Jane. What does a guardian do, anyway?
A guardian is pretty much a surrogate parent. Jane is legally responsible for Emily's physical and financial well-being.
Jane doesn't strike me as being the parental type. In fact, I get the impression she's in way over her head.
Fortunately for her, it's not forever. Most guardianships end when the ward turns 18. And then both Jane and Emily will be free to do whatever they please.
Excuse my notifications.
You'd think Emily's mom would have chosen somebody a little more competent to take care of her only child.
Things aren't always as they appear. Maybe she's not as bad as you think.
Or maybe she's worse.
Don't tell me you think Emily's guardian stole the jewelry. Good grief, where did you get such a suspicious mind?
I think it was from the person who has always told me that the best way to solve a problem is to look at all the possibilities. Dad.
I did say that, didn't I?
Goodbye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that's cool that Argofump used to do Zelda stuff. I never knew that. Yes, exactly, Luna. Deirdre was the scariest part of Midnight in Salem. Yeah, poor Frank and Joe. Oh,
Got
paper.
it. Looks like someone recently had a key appraised.
Good to know, I suppose. I love this walk. This walk is so pretty. Justice for Frank and Joe. They didn't take advantage of how interesting Salem's history is and kind of just skim the surface. They didn't do their research like they used to. Exactly, Grace. That museum was a joke. Yeah, Jessica, I agree. Joe was actually really attractive. He and Frank looked really nice as long as they didn't move. That was the problem. Yeah, they swayed back and forth, Ray Marie. Like, what was up with that? The voice acting was pretty good. The writing was pretty horrible, but I think the voice acting was pretty good for the most part.
Oh, a miniature golf course. Swell.
It is not swell, Nancy. You don't know how painful this will be. You don't know. Okay, this is like a little game, though. This we can actually do. This game called, it's basically like the game Password. And I always like to start by just doing one of every color. So I know that there is a yellow ball. Any red ones? Okay, no red ones, but the yellow one was in the wrong spot. Joe swaying a bit, I get ADHD vibes from him. Yeah, if there's like actually a purpose to the swaying, I would be totally fine with it. I think the yellow one is probably in the right place, and then maybe blue, and then green, and then maybe orange. Oh, yeah. Skills.
Interesting.
And then all of the number words are highlighted. The moon in the sky was once heard to say, "It's high time I saw this thing known as day." So the moon checked its clock and rose with the sun, and before long it realized just what it had done. "It's far too bright here, I've made a mistake." Me waking up in the morning. "What heat, what havoc the sun can create. I want to go back." So when dusk came again, the moon rose when it should and said, "Ah, 'tis heaven." Okay, so I have all those written down in my detective notebook. Love the crows cawing. Cool little house. And then this, we don't have the password for yet. The mini golf is swell until you start playing it. Exactly. It looks nice. Is it fun to play? No. Gas prices are so cheap. Yeah, right now, like in real life and in the 1930s, gas prices are super cheap.
Over here, Miss Drew. Find the toy mouse and give it to Yuri, would you please? Otherwise, he'll just keep meowing. He hates strangers.
Should I turn down the sound effects, Jessica? Are they a little too loud? Okay, unpopular opinion, guys. I think Yuri is adorable and deserves all the cuddles. At me if you want, but I think Yuri is super cute. And I want to pet him and hug him. His little mew. He's just so adorable. His eyes are a little crossed, but he's so cute. Oh no. They picked up Midnight in Salem. It was their first Nancy Drew game. Oh no.
How nice of you to drop by. And thank you for walking instead of parking in the driveway. I'm expecting a pupil. I'd hate for her to have to park on the road.
How did you know who I was?
If one is to teach others how to develop and use their paranormal gifts, it's only logical that one must possess such gifts oneself.
Does that mean you can read minds or tell the future, or what exactly?
The paranormal includes telepathy or communicating by sending and receiving thoughts, extrasensory perception or perceiving that which cannot physically be seen or heard, and psychokinesis, using one's psychic energy to reshape or move objects.
When I walked in just now, it looked like you were in a trance or something.
I was in the process of trying to make these spoons move by using nothing but my own psychic energy. Have you ever focused sunlight through a magnifying glass until it was a minute yet searing point of light, Miss Drew?
Yeah, I guess.
You see, that's what I do with my cerebral emanations, my thoughts. I focus them until they're a beam of pure energy which ultimately disrupts and transforms the molecular force field surrounding the target object.
Okay. That is a terrible introduction to a great series, absolutely. I think that Yuri is probably a Persian, because he's got kind of that smooshed face.
Is that what you teach people in your school? How to beam their thoughts?
I take them through exercises designed to help them increase their output of phantasmic energy. If you want to sign up for an introductory session, I believe I have an opening today.
What I'd really like to do is talk about Josiah Crowley.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm busy, young lady, far too busy to engage in idle conversation.
You're not trying to hide something, are you, Mr. Topham?
I'll be blunt, Miss Drew. I've discovered that the more time I spend with the, shall we say, intellectually unendowed, the more my cerebral pulsations seem to diminish. I'm afraid I cannot speak to you further unless and until you prove that you are worthy. That is, that your brainwaves are not unacceptably inferior and thus deleterious to mine.
He's the worst.
My brainwaves are just fine, Mr. Topham.
What I have here is an exercise in logic. If you can discern the correct solution, then I'll know that conversing with you will do me no psychic harm. You may take it with you. Good luck and good day.
No psychic harm. All right.
That looks right.
So these are all like slang terms from the 30s. Dolled up. Oh, doll.
Am I smart or what?
Double cross.
I'm getting there.
Dry
That
up.
looks right.
Pretty self-explanatory. Big cheese.
Am I smart or what?
Did a dive into finding out about a sequel to Mid. Apparently someone emailed Nancy's actress and she said yes, but there's hardly any info. Wish they would just tell us so that we can grieve the Nancy Drew series. Yeah, honestly, if they're gonna keep making them at that level of quality, I would rather just grieve it now. Can you fix my brainwaves and give me less anxiety? Same, Jessica. That would be helpful. I lost my brainwaves listening to him. Exactly, Golden Moon.
Am I to assume that you have the correct solution to that logic problem?
Right here.
Let's have a look. Why, you appear to have indeed found the solution. Well, since you've proved yourself to be intellectually above average, which means talking to you should do me no harm, what would you like to talk about?
When and how did you meet Josiah Crowley?
Last summer, while on my way to the university for a conference, I stopped for a bite at the Lilac Inn. Since it was crowded and I was in a hurry, I agreed to share a table with an elderly gentleman who, like me, was by himself. As soon as I told Mr. Crowley who I was and what I did, well, he insisted that I give him a training session that very afternoon, and was so thrilled with his progress that he demanded I stay and teach him everything I knew.
So it was his idea that you set up your school in his house?
Oh, I know rumor has it that I somehow tricked him into it, that I insinuated my way into his home, but I assure you that was not the case.
Were you surprised when you found out that Josiah had left you everything?
Delighted? Yes. Surprised? Not really. Josiah was all alone, you see, surrounded by people like the Crandalls and that banker, Jim Archer. People who were nice to him only because they knew he had money.
That would be a super fun build, Demon Slayer. I also love when there's, like, not too many rooms that we can see, so I can kind of put my own touch on each build as well, while still going with the style. Those are my favorite kinds of builds. Build a basement between them, yeah, like the secret passageway. That'd be perfect.
What's in the carriage house that's out back? Do you know?
That was Josiah's workshop. I assume it contains even more detritus.
Did you hear about the explosion and fire at the Lilac Inn this morning?
I heard the explosion and fire. Ruined my 9 o'clock session.
So you were with a customer when it happened?
Pupil. I was with a pupil. I run a school, not a vegetable stand, and yes, I was. Until I dismissed her 20 minutes early. All the ruckus made concentration impossible.
How well do you get along with Emily and her guardian, Jane?
Very well, as far as I'm concerned. But as far as they're concerned, well, the fact that Josiah left everything to me made some people around here, including Emily and now this Jane Willoughby, very bitter. It hurts me, of course, but it's human nature, I suppose.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Go right ahead. The place is more like a museum than a house. Josiah was a man of many, many interests. I'll be right here if you have any questions.
A man of many, many interests. Okay, so we have Zagad the Magnificent from the final scene, which is pretty cool. We have Yuri.
Was this Josiah's clock?
Everything in here was Josiah's.
I have to go, but for your Sim series, you should do an Agatha Christie's and Then There Were None type murder mystery with Nancy and the gang. I did actually do an And Then There Were None series with Nancy Drew characters. That is on the channel as well, but I have thought about bringing back a second season for that. If people want it, like if people think that would be interesting. I've definitely thought about that. Thank you for the suggestion. And thank you so much for joining, Jessica. Clock. Where's that bell? Love this music. It's like subtly jazzy. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Demon Slayer. I want more. Okay, now awesome. You do love the chaos. Are you gonna open up or what? Okay. Just kind of sat there for a sec. I'll probably be back. I just need to go on a drive. Sounds good, Jessica. I totally get that. Enjoy your drive. You should do it again, especially since it was unexpectedly shorter. Yeah, and there are actually more death types in The Sims now, so I have more options for ways to
Please don't go in there.
get rid of them. Terrifying giant robot. And then maybe I was thinking, because Nancy has kids now, that they could like help solve it somehow, or maybe Nancy gets called away from home. I don't know how to integrate the rest of the family in it, or if it should just be Nancy if I were to do it again.
As you'll soon realize, Josiah's mental faculties were starting to go, I'm afraid. He tended to ramble. Very little of what he wrote in there makes sense.
What are you when you win barred bounce? What poet is the cat's meow? What will Para, my miniature golf course, get you? What's Gloria's middle name?
So we already have the first two. We have Keen and Omar, but we have to get the next two, which unfortunately means we have to play mini golf.
Becoder is in the rivet. 2 to the right.
Okay, so we need his trivet. 2 to the right. I was a band nerd in high school in both concert and jazz band. I love the music in this game. It's fun jazz. Exactly. The soundtrack in this one's very memorable. Cece's whereabouts off tunnel by scrambled picture. Tesla coil invented by Nikola Tesla. Fascinating. Very early hint to deadly device. Flute, Thisbe, and Pyramus, their cues. Bottom's cue is in the note to Gloria. To open the big tick-tock on top. Poem on the golf course sounds like numbers to me. Picture of the carousel from The Haunted Carousel by Carousel Horse from Sheldon. Book. Thumatrope.
It looks like Josiah lent a trivet to someone, but I can't make out to whom.
Once they age up to teen, they could do stuff? Yeah, exactly. Here's the trivet I sent you. Your party at Twin Elms. So basically the trivet is at Twin Elms. Good to know. Fun little journal. Oh, this is the award that Rick and Maddie win. That looks very similar to like a Golden Globe or something. And then Cuckoo, Lulu, maybe? Putting physics to work in the modern world. So this basically explains, that's what you think, depends on what you do with the light first, P-Brain. So this explains his invention in the shed, which we will need later. More stuff from the carousel, from the Haunted Carousel.
The man on stage in this picture, is that Josiah?
Yes, that's from a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream that he directed and starred in. It closed after 2 nights, but he didn't care. He loved that play.
Hi, Maria. Right, Golden Moon? Like, there were so many opportunities to do that in Midnight in Salem that they just didn't do. So sad. Okay, we have a triangle. A gong. Clapper thing. Nice. Yeah, Josiah's an eccentric guy. He's got quite a few different things. Feathers. Coat. Psychic
What do you
potential.
do with these?
I put them on the windshields of cars parked in the area. Great advertising.
Ever put them on cars at the Lilac Inn?
All the time. I've gotten quite a few pupils that way. I'm afraid that fire today was as unfortunate for me as it was for Miss Crandall.
I wouldn't say that. And then he actually did get a carousel horse from the Haunted Carousel, which is pretty cool. Kind of a precursor to what movies actually looked like, which is so cool. All of the just old things in this game are very fun. They definitely do such a good job with the atmosphere in this game. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the whole, like, the way the story works in this game. I think it could have used more developing overall, but this atmosphere and these locations are pretty spot on. Very happy with these. Do we play mini golf, or do we avoid mini golf until we absolutely have to play it? I'm gonna go for a little drive through town, because we have to pick up papers for Dad anyway, and we need to go see Jim Archer,
That car I saw before is gone.
the banker. Okay, so Nancy can drive around. We're supposed to try and avoid the potholes. Jewelry. I think the bank's over here, isn't it? Oh yeah, right here. Okay.
Hello, I'm looking for Jim Archer.
Right through that door. Hello! Are you Nancy Drew?
Yes, are you Mr. Archer?
Yes, ma'am. Jim Archer. I'm founder, president, manager, and just about everything else you can name when it comes to this fine enterprise.
I did get the Realm of Magic pack, and yeah, the stained glass windows are so perfect. It's so nice that we finally have those.
I hear that some businesses aren't doing so well these days.
Ever since the stock market crashed, one business after another has closed, including banks. President Hoover keeps saying that a recovery is just around the corner, but you have to wonder.
Some people say we're headed for a depression.
Well, that kind of pessimism is not only misguided, it's pointless. Thinking ahead and taking action, that's what we businessmen should be doing right now. And I'm happy to report that we're doing just fine, thank you. Excuse me. Main Street Bank, Jim Archer speaking. No, I don't. I'm sorry, but... Yes, I know, but... All right, then just bring it by. Sorry for the interruption. How can I help you?
Do you happen to know whether the jewelry Emily inherited from her mother was insured?
Well, I know for a fact that it was not. Why?
Because someone snuck into the inn today and stole it.
Oh, no. I heard there'd been a fire in the kitchen, but when it rains, it pours, doesn't it? I told Gloria not to let that policy lapse.
Why did she let it lapse?
She felt that since Josiah Crowley would be leaving her a large sum of money when he died, or so she thought, paying to insure her jewelry just wasn't necessary.
How well did you know Josiah Crowley?
Well enough for him to name me executor of his will. An executor is the person who makes sure the terms of a will are carried out.
Why do you think he wound up leaving Gloria nothing?
I have no idea. Truth be told, he'd given me the impression that I would be well taken care of when he passed on too. But when I finally read his will, it all went to Topham.
Where did Josiah keep his will?
He'd hidden it in a chest of drawers in his house. It took me months to find it. When he named me executor, he said he'd tell me where it was hidden when the time was right, whatever that meant.
How did Josiah die?
He was sitting in the public library reading when apparently his heart just decided it was time to stop.
What was he reading?
His favorite book, The Make-Up Secrets of Lon Chaney.
The will you found in Josiah's house. Is it possible that Josiah didn't really write it?
Well, the thought that it could be a forgery did cross my mind, but an expert verified that the will had been typed on Josiah's typewriter and signed in Josiah's hand.
But Richard Topham lived in Josiah's house. He had access to his typewriter, and he could have copied his signature.
As far as the law is concerned, the matter is closed, Miss Drew.
But it's possible that Josiah's real will is still out there. Are you sure he never gave you any clue as to where he'd hidden his will?
Whenever I asked him, he said he'd tell me when the time is right. Although, he got a safe deposit box here about 3 years ago.
Has it been opened?
Topham has tried to claim its contents, but he can't find the key.
Maybe he knows the real will could be in there, only he wants to destroy it.
Now, Miss Drew, I wouldn't go jumping to any conclusions.
How well do you know Jane Willoughby? You know, Emily's guardian?
Not well at all. Met her once or twice. Seemed a little flighty.
What was Emily's mom like?
Had a good head on her shoulders. Friendly, too. Having a big slice of blueberry pie at the Lilac Inn was always a real treat. It'd be nice if family could carry on the tradition, but times are just too tough. If she's smart, she'll sell before the bills start piling up.
I guess I'll be going.
Give my best to Emily.
Yeah, Sim stuff is so fantastic, Demon Slayer. A lot of my favorite YouTubers do pretty much exclusively Sims content.
Is this your car?
Yes, it is. Bought and paid for.
And it's just so fun. It's just such a fun game. I love everything about it. Building and create a sim and the stories. And I totally agree with you that, like, Sims 4 is...
Don't you ever use this typewriter?
That used to be Josiah Crowley's. It was the only thing he left me in his will. Naturally, it doesn't work. The keys always jam.
The Sims 4 has a lot of positives.
October 9, 1929. Dear Mrs.
In that it's like the game that runs the best out of any Sim series so far. Like, it runs pretty spectacular, and I absolutely love that about it. That just, it makes the gameplay experience so much better. But they do end up taking out a lot of just real-world gameplay kinds of things that would make it a little bit better overall. I still think Sims 4 might be my favorite iteration of The Sims, though, especially now that we have all of the major titles like University and Seasons and Pets. Sims 4 has no soul? It does have soil, but it does not have soul. Okay, yeah, soul. I know what you mean. It's definitely it's less geared towards gameplay than other Sims iterations have been before. Yeah, Maria, they actually used to announce new titles, and now they don't. It is worrying.
Sheldon, here is the trivet I said you could borrow for your party at Twin Elms. Please take care of it because I will want it back someday. Your friend, Josiah C. I wonder if Josiah ever got his trivet back.
We'll have to check on that, won't we?
Who's Clara?
Clara Pickford is this lonely old woman who comes in here every once in a while. Took a shine to me for some reason. Insisted on giving me that picture.
My ace in the hole, affectionately yours, Clara.
Did Josiah Crowley give you this clock?
Yes. Unfortunately, it stopped keeping time almost immediately.
That receipt I found outside the inn. I wonder if the key it refers to is the one to this clock.
Huh. I am 26. Why? Okay. So we need a key for that. Is it the jewelry place that gives us the key?
Hello, are you Mr. Waddell?
So what if I am?
I found this receipt, and I just wondered what you could tell me about it.
Let me see that. One key, determine resale value, item 493. Oh yeah, this was for that key Jim Archer wanted me to appraise.
Jim Archer wanted you to appraise a key?
It was very ornate, had jewels all over it. Fake jewels, as it turned out. When I told him it was worthless, the cheapskate refused to pay me and told me to keep it.
Do you think I could have it?
Sure. Once you pay the appraisal fee.
Which is?
$1.50.
Here you go.
Good. Here's the key. Enjoy.
That's awesome, Demon Slayer. I love when the games, like, teach us things that we can actually use. It's so cool. Okay, so now we have the key to the clock. We should also go to Twin Elms, which I believe is up here.
Mrs. Sheldon?
Yes?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a friend of Emily Crandall's.
Get on with it, dear.
I was wondering, would it be possible for me to see the trivet you borrowed from Josiah Crowley?
You may not only see it, you may have it. Once I find it, that is. Unfortunately, I've an errand to run, so I can't look for it right now.
Maybe I could run the errand for you. I have a car.
So I see. Rather expensive car at that. Very well, Miss Drew. Go fetch my bridge cards from Miss Drakowski, and upon your return I shall present you with that trivet.
Who's Miss Drakowski?
The local telephone operator. You can find her at her house, or Titusville Telco, as she insists on calling it. The switchboard is in her parlor. As you can imagine, she never entertains. I, on the other hand, am expecting company within the hour, so do hurry.
Oh, goodness. It could be Miss Drake from Blackmore Manor. It's kind of funny that she's only okay with us helping us once she knows that we have a nice car. It's like we have to prove that we're good enough for her. Okay, where is the Titusville Telco? Isn't it down here somewhere? Maybe not. There it is. I thought so.
Yeah?
Are you Miss Drakowski?
Yeah? And you are?
Nancy Drew. I'm a friend of Emily Crandall's. You know, at the Lilac Inn.
Oh, yeah! I put you through to your father, didn't I? You pick up those papers for him yet?
Actually, I Wait a minute. How did you know about that?
See this headset I'm wearing? I plug it in and what do you know? I hear things. Look, I'm kind of pressed for time. Going to a party and it takes me a while to get dolled up. What do you need?
Mrs. Sheldon asked me to pick up her bridge cards from you.
Tell you what, I'll get you those cards if you drive that fancy car of yours over to the orphanage and pick up some raffle tickets from Mrs. O'Shea. I should be able to unload a ton of them tonight.
I'd be happy to.
Good, I gotta go. Yeah, I'm coming.
Notifications. Excuse me. Got them. Okay, so now we need to go to the orphanage. I kind of wish, like, this chore run would be better if we could actually see the places. But it's just so, like, we look at a picture and we listen to different people talk.
Excuse me, are you Mrs. O'Shea?
Yes?
My name is Nancy Drew, and...
Stephen, put that down this instant. We do not run with sticks in our hands. Or in our mouths.
I'm sorry. You were saying?
Miss Jakowski asked me to pick up some raffle tickets from you.
Oh, yes, the raffle tickets. The fact of the matter is
Elsie, no hitting.
I can't even think about those raffle tickets right now. I promised the children they'd each get a toy for going a full week without breaking anything. And I'm short 5 toys.
Do not eat that, Clarence.
Would you like me to get 5 toys for you?
Oh, goodness, if you could do that, I'd be forever grateful. They can be any kind of toy at all. The children aren't the least bit picky.
Of course it tastes bad, Clarence. It's a pine cone.
I better go rinse out his mouth before... Oh, would you look at that? He's actually chewing it.
You're not a squirrel, Clarence. Spit that out this instant.
Of course it tastes bad, Clarence. It's a pine cone. I love it. Okay, that's where we go for the raffle tickets. Where do we go for the toys? Not the dairy farm. Oop, there's a cow. Oop, and we ran into the pothole again. Note to self, don't crash into cows or drive over potholes. Whee! Okay. Crowmeister. Mrs. Drake and Mrs. O'Shea share the same voice actress. And she does additional voices in this game? That's so cool. Zippy Gas. Where is the toy shop? What's this?
Closed. Oh, well.
Well, that's closed. Oh, is it a movie theater? Telegrams are up here, aren't they? We need to stop there, too.
Something I can do for you?
Well, my name's Nancy Drew, and my father said
Say no more. You're here to pick up some papers. They're in that envelope.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Say, is that your roadster out there?
Yes, it is. Did I park somewhere I shouldn't have?
No, it's just that my regular driver never showed up today, so I've got no way to deliver all these telegrams. How would you like to earn some extra cash?
You mean you want me to deliver them for you?
You've got a car, you're trustworthy, or at least your father thinks you are, so what do you say? I'll pay you 25 cents each time you complete a delivery. And you might even get some tips.
Okay, sure.
Great, you're hired. Here, deliver this to Seymour out at Blenheim Nursery. Come back when you're done and I'll pay you and give you another telegram to deliver.
Great. See you in a little while.
Ha! That's a funny joke, Demon Slayer. I can just play more mini-golf, huh? Hilarious. Okay. Who knows where I get prizes? Or, toys? Can somebody let me know in chat?
Hello, I've got a telegram for Seymour.
Just leave it on the desk there. I'd, tip you, but as you can see, my hands are filthy.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to doll up some of my plants before this guy named Mr. Martin comes in. He's a big cheese at some oil company, and I'm hoping he... Ow!
Did that plant just bite you?
It did kind of feel that way.
I think I'll be going now. Bye!
Right, he says we'll get tips, and we never once get tips. So many lies. Is it at the print shop? It's not just at the print shop, is it?
The door's locked. Guess he stepped out for a minute.
The general store. Thank you, Grace. The general store. Now, why can't I find the general store? Main Street Bank, Public Library, the courthouse, gas station, Grange Hall. Should we run out of gas? Do we get a second chance if we run out of gas? That's the camp. This is like the hotel, isn't it? Or that lodge place? Yeah, Deer Mountain Resort.
I've only got half a tank of gas left. I should gas up before I forget.
Oh, Nancy, you're no fun. We want to run out of gas.
Did you deliver that telegram?
I sure did.
Good for you. Here's your money. And here's your next telegram. Take this to Counselor Alice out at Camp Avondale. Keep up the good work.
Bottom left corner, Grace. Okay. Lowood corner, Waddell Jewelry. We got Titusville Telco. Lilac Inn is here. There's the nursery. That's the farm. Where on earth is this general store? Crowmeister Nails. More cows. That's Twin Elms. Oh, there it is. Okay. Way out in the boonies.
Maybe I could buy some toys for the orphans in here.
Lots of this food looks very familiar from other games. This poster was in Emily's shop in Ghost Dogs.
A vending machine that just sells toys. Keen.
Okay, we need 5. I definitely want the teddy bear.
I can't get the toy without putting in money first.
Okay, well, I'll insert my money. I think we have enough. Okay.
Well, that's one toy.
And, the boat looks kind of cool, because I bet that would float.
I can't get the toy without putting in money first.
Oh my goodness. Boat.
2 toys down, 3 to go.
Top left corner. Yeah, close enough. We've on the left-hand side. Let's get a train.
I can't get the toy without putting in money first.
Well, then put in the money, Nancy.
That makes 3 toys.
3 toys. Okay, put in the money. We can get a doll. If we could take it off the base, then it could actually be, like,
4
playable.
Toys. I just need 1 more.
And let's see. How about an airplane?
5 toys. That's all I need.
Back when toys used to be made out of wood and were actually kind of durable. Oh, there's the Johnson's farm. So we can head all the way back to... I better deliver the telegram first to Camp Avondale. Down here, and I'm going to purposely run out of gas just to see what happens.
Hi, I've got a telegram for a counselor here named Alice.
That's me. Hang on. Oh, go dry up, Jason! What a jokester. Anyway, thanks. I'm afraid I don't have any money to tip you.
That's okay. Have a swell day.
The original Valley Girl, Alice at Camp Avondale. Oh, go dry up, Jason. He's such a jokester. Oh, boy. Okay, Tubby's telegrams.
Did you deliver that telegram?
I sure did.
Good for you. Here's your money. And here's your next telegram. Deliver this to Mr. Jones at Vash's Dairy. Keep up the good work.
And now we can go down to, oh my goodness, so many notifications. Apparently Friday afternoons are where the notifications are at. This music. Okay, Turner's Home for Orphans. It's hard to keep all these
Hi, do you have
straight.
5 toys for me?
I certainly do.
Oh, that's wonderful. You're such a saint, you hear me? A saint. I'd better get these inside before the children see them. Thank you so much.
Mrs. O'Shea, the raffle tickets?
Oh, the raffle tickets? I don't have them, dear. You'll have to pick them up from Phelps' print shop. Then just take them straight to Mr. Kowski.
We don't pull hair, Ralphie. Especially when we have jelly on our hands.
Phelps Print Shop. Wonderful.
You could have just told me that, lady. I could have just gone there, especially since it's literally right across the street.
Sorry, young lady, I'm about to close.
I'm just here to pick up the raffle tickets you printed for Mrs. O'Shea.
Aw, darn it. I did tell her I'd have those done today, didn't I? Well, I'm sorry, but they're just gonna have to wait until tomorrow.
Oh, but I need to have them today.
And I need to go fishing.
Fishing?
My brother-in-law thinks he's hot stuff because he caught an 18-inch largemouth bass this morning. So I bet him I could catch a 19-incher by the end of the day. And if I do, I get his stamp collection. And if I don't, he gets mine. And since stamp collecting is about the only hobby I can afford these days, I am going fishing.
I know. You stay here and print those raffle tickets, and I'll go fishing for you.
Not everybody can catch a 19-inch largemouth bass, you know. It takes skill and muscle and brains. Bass are pretty smart.
I can do it, Mr. Phelps.
You better be right, because you're not getting those raffle tickets until I get my 19-incher. You can use my gear. I left everything out at the fishing hole.
Great. I'll see you later.
Okay, we gotta go fishing for a 19-inch largemouth bass. Yeah, I have never had to do the sorting game before because I've never actually run out of gas. I think just because I'm too, anxious to even run out of gas in a game, even in real life, even though it's not a problem. So I'm kind of curious to see what it is. If it runs out of gas, blow a tire, and you don't have enough money. Okay, well, we only have $1.15, so we're getting close to losing some money.
First thing I need to do is bait my hook.
I think
Yuck.
worms. And
Now I toss this in the water. And when the bobber goes under the water, I need to pull the line up fast.
Right. I do love this water. This is a very pretty scene. And I think over in the weeds is where we're going to find a bass. So we'll just hang out here, listen to music, go fishing.
I got a fish! An old shoe. Maybe there's money inside it.
That is not a fish, Nancy.
Look at that! I caught money! Now that's my kind of fishing.
Okay, well, we got some money, so I guess that's handy. I don't think we need to use minnows. I think minnows are too big. I did the sorting thing once and I made sure to never do it again. Oh my goodness, I'm very curious to see what this sorting thing is.
I caught one!
Yes, this is the first game with a fishing challenge. That is not a largemouth bass. Right? That's like a walleye, I think.
This doesn't look like a largemouth bass.
Yeah. See, I should know that. My dad is actually a fish scientist. So, that's definitely not a bass. Thought the game was, messing with me for a second.
I caught one!
Ooh, that is also not a bass.
This isn't what I want.
They use the same pole casting animation in Creature of Kapu Cave. Just another example of how Creature of Kapu Cave could have used a little more depth. Reusing puzzles and animations from previous games.
I got a fish!
Okay, so
This isn't
clearly
what I want.
that's not the right combination. So maybe we need worms and deep water? Maybe out here? The sorting thing is on your all-time least favorite puzzles list? Oh my goodness, I am so curious about this puzzle. Should I, avoid it? Is it really that bad?
I caught one!
Oh, it's so cute. Little crappie.
This isn't what I want.
It's not what we want, but it's adorable. Okay, worms. At least we only have to do the fishing once. I think that's what makes it so frustrating for me in Creature of Kapu Cave, is that we have to do it over and over and over again.
This isn't what I want.
It's the worst. Oh my gosh. Why is it so bad? Like, is it really hard or is it just super tedious? I totally agree, Demon Slayer. Like, this fishing is fine. We only have to do it once.
Oh boy, I'm beginning to really like fishing.
Nancy's getting way too excited about a nickel, but okay. Yeah, it's once. It's pretty chill. We're just trying to get one fish. But yeah, in Kapu Cave, we have to do it so much. We have to get these stupid Island Mike bucks. Big Island bucks. His made-up currency. Pretty ridiculous.
I caught one.
That is not a bass.
This isn't what I want.
Where are the bass? Are they over here? Okay, worms. I just don't think grubs are big enough for bass. Grubs are for, like, little fishies. Yeah, I would actually like to build Big Island Mike's Resort in The Sims and put it in Sulani. That would actually be very fun. Come on, fishy, fishy.
Maybe I need to use something else for bait.
Okay. Try a minnow. Watch it be grubs. Watch me need to use grubs. Super tedious inventory of tiny parts that all look the same. All the pieces look the same because they're so small on the screen. Interesting.
This doesn't look like a largemouth bass.
So much fishing. Okay, is it actually grubs? Oh my gosh, that's a huge grub. Massive grub.
I caught one.
That is not the right
I'm
length.
gonna throw this one back.
Okay, that was actually like close to what we needed though. Except I don't think that was a bass, was it? That does not look like a bass. Maybe Minnesota bass looks different than other bass.
I caught one.
No.
I'm gonna throw this one back.
Too small. Grubs. Water.
I caught one. I'm gonna throw this one back.
Oh my goodness. So many. It's grass and minnows. Okay, thank you, Demon Slayer. Try using minnows on the right side of the pond. Thank you, Ray Marie. See, this is why it's always good to have more than one detective.
One.
Is this a bass? Okay, I'll keep it, but...
Looks like 19 inches to me.
That does not look like a bass to me.
Oh, no offense, Mr. Fish, but you stink.
Let's see what you got in there. How about that? You did it. Here, let me take it from you.
Please do. I think it's starting to get a little ripe.
Just rest yourself a minute while I get those raffle tickets. There you go. 10 dozen tickets to the annual Orphans Benefit. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go make a telephone call.
To your brother-in-law?
Yeah, the one who used to collect stamps.
Bye.
That was a real evil laugh for some stamps. Gonna be honest though, I'm pretty sure that's not a bass. It just does not look like a bass at all.
Hi, you got those raffle tickets for me?
I sure do.
Great. And here are Mrs. Sheldon's bridge cards. One of the gals spilled Moxie all over them, but I cleaned them up real good, so let's not tell Mrs. Sheldon, okay?
Okay. Thanks for your help, Miss Jakowski.
Thanks for your help. Bye now.
Right, Demon Slayer? I'm super confused. I'm fairly positive that that is not a bass.
Hello. I need to deliver this telegram to Mr. Jones.
That's me, thanks. You can tell me I'm all wet, but I don't have any money to tip you with. Wait a minute. Here, how about a nice fresh glass of milk?
No, thank you. Bye.
Oh, no worries at all, Allison. Welcome. So glad you were able to join. Quarantine is going... It's going pretty good. Working from home still. It was kind of a busy week, and by this Friday I was kind of worked out. So I'm looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to getting outside a little bit more, too. It's been in the 30s all week this week, so... Some outside time with some sun will be nice. How's everyone else doing at home?
Do you have my bridge cards?
Right here.
Good. And here is Josiah's trivet. I didn't realize when I asked to borrow it that it was such an eyesore. But once a sumptuous dish of my buff stroganoff was placed atop it, I assure you, no one noticed. Now do run along. My guest will be arriving any minute, and that dress of yours, it's, well...
I like this dress. It's very flouncy.
You tell her, Nancy. That beef stroganoff just sounded so good right now. Like, I feel like I am at the point where my stress and, like, just because of stress and anxiety, like, inability to sleep super well ends up resulting in, like, me wanting every kind of food. Like, every kind of food sounds good right now. If someone says something, I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Like, I've wanted to grill hot dogs. I've wanted, like, this Alfredo chicken that my mom used to make. Just so many random things. Yeah, Demon Slayer. Largemouth bass are supposed to be green, and they have, like, a completely different mouth. So that was not a bass. I am putting my foot down. That was not a bass. You got snow in Colorado? Yeah, we did too. And it finally just melted, Amanda. But, you know, we're never positive that it'll be gone for long. Weird people are saying it's been snow because it's a high of 18 to 20 C. I've been walking around in tanks and shorts. I actually got a sunburn. In Canada, right, Demon Slayer? Ugh, that's so nice.
You know, the minute you walked out of here, something occurred to me. You're Carson Drew's daughter, aren't you?
You know him?
We went to law school together. Only he actually went into law, and I wound up here. So how's he doing? Business pretty good?
Great. Couldn't be better.
That's nice. That's real nice. Well, you tell him you saw me, and you tell him I'm doing just fine too. So what can I do for you?
Why do I get the feeling that that isn't true?
Was that your car I saw parked near the Lilac Inn this morning?
I haven't been there in months. You saw someone else's car. It's a very popular make and color, you know.
Whosever car it wasn't there after the fire.
Probably just someone sneaking onto that miniature golf course that Josiah built back there. Or bootleggers. I hear they frequent that area too.
The key that you had Mr. Waddell appraise, could that be the key to the clock that Josiah Crowley gave you?
It might have been, I suppose. You know about that?
Yes. In fact, I paid the appraisal fee. I have the key right here.
How industrious of you. You see, when he told me the key was worthless, I lost all interest in it.
So, it would be all right if I kept the key for myself?
I have no use for it. In fact, if you want that old clock, you can have it too.
I guess I'll be going.
Nice talking to you.
Last day for snow is May 22nd, Mom's birthday. That's so funny. Yeah, West Coast Canada. It's hilarious watching the news because some reporters are bundled in winter gear and others are in blouses. The weather isn't even very even around here. That's so crazy. It would
be nice to be able to open this thing.
Well, there you go, Nancy. I did it for you. The weather's so weird here. There's fresh, thick snowflakes covering the buds on my lilac bush. Like, what is this? That's insane. So tired. Your son was up so many times last night. Oh, my goodness. I can't imagine having kids right now. Like, all of the parents in quarantine right now, like, kudos to you. I can't imagine how hard that must be. Okay, let's see. Some of these have, like, little lines on them, which makes me think that that's where they would line up, but, you know, not necessarily. And they also, like, don't really snap into place. Super obviously. Do 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 do. Okay, that one is good. So now we need another big one, like maybe this. Yeah, that's good. You just got to get the first one. We're getting snow tonight in Massachusetts. No! Enough snow, it's springtime. Or it's supposed to be. I bow down to anyone with children, especially those working from home. No kidding. I've had to talk to so many parents this week and just like be like, hey, I know you probably haven't gotten to speech assignments. I totally understand. I commend you for all you're doing right now. It's probably super stressful. It's a lot. All right, we got 3 mirrors now. Making good progress. So now let's moo. Are we running out of gas? We'll run out of gas next time we drive. I've never let it happen before, so I'm very curious.
So, is Emily all right?
Someone stole her mother's jewelry.
What?
Snow flurries in Vermont. Yeah, ours accumulated for a while, but it's melted now. But it's always nice when it at least doesn't accumulate.
Did you happen to see anyone go upstairs during all the commotion that the fire caused?
No. You mean someone stole it while everybody was rushing around trying to put out the fire? Hypers! If you can't trust a fireman, who can you trust?
Are you sure no one besides you and Emily was in the kitchen this morning?
Positive. Well, I suppose someone could have snuck in the back door. Are you saying someone caused that fire on purpose? To distract us?
It's possible, don't you think?
But I'm the only one who knew she had that jewelry. Well, it's not quite true. When Gloria was alive, she could have told people about it, or people may have seen her wearing it. And when she died, they knew the jewelry had to be around here somewhere, right?
Does anyone in particular come to mind?
Sorry. It's been hard enough getting to know Emily, let alone anyone else in this backwater burg. Well, guess better go call the sheriff.
She's Ethel and Lori too? That's amazing.
Have you met Richard Topham?
Yeah, I've had the displeasure of meeting that quack.
You don't think he can help people develop their psychic powers?
The only thing he's good at is separating little old ladies and dim-witted rubes from their hard-earned cash. In fact, he came over while they were putting out the fire today. Asked me who you were, and I was so frazzled at the time, I told him. I don't usually give that crackpot the time of day.
Josiah Crowley seemed to think he was legit.
Like that circus fella said, there's a sucker born every minute. Me? I think ESP is a lot of J-U-N-K.
Where did that barred bounce game that's in the parlor come from? Do you know?
Emily says Josiah Crowley brought it in one day and just left it. Said it was so guests, as in him, would have something to do while they waited for a table.
Oh, that's what happens, Amanda. Great. I'm excited to see. Oh, a game in Vermont would be amazing.
Does the miniature golf course that's out back belong to the inn?
No, that was Josiah Crowley's. Way I hear, he built it himself.
Was it open to the public?
Nope, it was just his own private little course. Can you imagine? Wish I had money to throw around like that.
Right, Ray Marie? It'd be so hard.
What was Emily's mom's middle name? Do you remember?
Course I do. It was... Oh, piffle. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It was... It'll pop into this feeble brain of mine one of these days. Why don't you just go ask Emily?
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Bye now.
Yes, an autumnal game in Vermont. Yes, please. That sounds amazing.
Hi, Nancy.
Did Josiah ever say anything about hiding his will somewhere?
No, but he was always hiding stuff. I know because he was always writing reminders to himself about how to find it. But whenever the subject of his will came up, he'd just say he was happy knowing we were going to be happy when he passed on. Time will tell. That's all he'd say.
What was your mother's middle name?
Lois. Why?
Oh, just curious. Do you play much miniature golf on the course that's out back?
Not anymore. When I was little, I used to play with Josiah. Sometimes he'd help me get par just so I could get something from the prize machine.
Do you remember what you got?
A little toy dog or something? Very cheaply made, and quite forgettable, obviously.
Do you have any idea where Josiah may have hidden a safe deposit box key?
He could have hidden it anywhere. He always said his favorite hiding place was right under people's noses.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Thanks again, Nancy.
Okay, so we know her mom's middle name, and now we can't really avoid having to play mini golf much longer. So I suppose, although, can I procrastinate some more? Yes, I can. Secret passageway in the window seat. I love this secret passageway. It's so creepy.
From the looks of those lanterns, I'm not the only one who's been down here recently.
And the background noises with like the sand and the rocks falling. Oh, so good.
An old piggy bank. Swell, $1. This piggy bank looks like it's been here for a long time.
Ooh, yeah, mystery on a ship would be super fun. Everyone's still trapped in the same location together, just like last train. That would be so cool. Okay, so now this is the Creepy's Corner puzzle. Creepy's Corner. Definitely helps to do Creepy's first. Creepy's Corner. And then we've got this, like, Jekyll and Hyde looking guy in the moon. I love this music. It's just so good. Can you rotate this? Yes, you can. Okay. It's so intense. I love it. And then we need this tree over here with branches. Oops, not that one. But there's branches over here too. Oh, I don't have to play mini golf? Oh my goodness, yay. Procrastination for the win. So if I know it's a pony, it just... okay, good. I'm going to try that so then I don't... Because it would literally take me a very long time to finish the mini golf because I'm really bad at it. Yeah, Ship of Shadows would have been so cool if it released. That would have been so fun. You can skip the golf. That's so good. I always just thought that you had to, like, do it because it would trigger the scenario, but... Thank goodness that we don't have to do that. That's got to be at least... It's in my top 5 most hated puzzles. That one. The monkey puzzles in Ransom of the Seven Ships. Especially the board game where you just have to... like, basically spin the colors and hope that you beat the monkey. Like, I hate that one. What are some of your guys' least favorite puzzles in the series? And also some of your favorite puzzles. Because there are some really good ones. Like, this is fun. I enjoy puzzles like these. Here we go. Is this not right? Why Why did my cool music stop? Oh, these. This looks like it needs to rotate. So that's probably like that. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and we got the record. Her least favorite puzzles are electrical circuits. That makes sense.
Now I'm hearing things.
Well, I'm hearing them too, Nancy. So if you're hearing them and I'm hearing them, then it means
Guess
they're
I better
real.
not leave the lights on. Jeepers, that sounds like Richard Topham. This door must open right into his living room.
Go, good kitty.
Aw, Yuri. Oh yeah, the taffy puzzle is fun. The bowling puzzle in Crystal Skull. Oh my gosh, yes. The like skee ball one. I totally know what you mean. Because you have to get it just right. Favorite puzzle is Jigsaw. Just all the Jigsaw. Yes. Oh my gosh, the chemical puzzle in Castle Malloy drives me up the wall. It's the ones that take such a long time.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
That just gets so tedious after a while. It's the devil puzzle. Exactly. So true. All right, well, if we can get out of not doing mini golf, I mean, will anyone protest if I don't do the mini golf? Will anyone be like sorely disappointed if I just avoid doing mini golf? Omar. Pony and Lois. Hello? Is it Lois Pony? Oh no, it's one word at a time. I remember. Okay, Keen. Keen. Omar. I think I only have to do one hole near the end. Nah, I like playing it on my own, lol. Okay, good. No one will be sorely disappointed. That's good. I keep missing the M. Omar. I think this is my favorite track in the game. And right as I say that, it stops playing. Well, game, that's hardly fair. Yeah, it's a hole-in-one, so that one's not as bad. Plus, there's like an easy way to do it. So that'll at least be good. Lois. Into the shed we go! Okay, so we need to do this to get the power on. 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So 5, and then 2. And then 6. And then 3. And 1. And whatever number that is. And then 4. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, and then we put the mirrors up in those little spots. So, like, one will go here. This, like, giant cat machine thing is hilarious. The shed is so eerie. I love it. Another one. Bucket. So this, like, basically was a stable. It looks like. Okay. And then freshwater fish of the Midwest. Okay, see, this is what a largemouth bass looks like, and that does not look like the fish that we caught. Was it a smallmouth bass? Maybe it was a smallmouth. No, because we would have caught it with grubs. Grass beds and minnows. I'm still not convinced that was a bass. I know the game says that it was, but I think the game was wrong. Or lying. Either one. Okay, so this is from the puzzle with the mini golf. And I should hopefully have the numbers written down somewhere. Oh, here they are. Okay. So 1, 2, 4, 2, 8, 2, and 7. Ding! And there's our 4th mirror. Wonderful. Good progress. So if I go forward, and then we'll put the mirror up here. See, that's the fish that's mounted on the wall here. Not a bass. Bass are just so much thicker. They're like a big, wide fish.
I need to adjust the mirror so that the light hits them just right.
You should show a picture to your fish scientist dad. He can confirm for you, right? Like, he would not think that that's a bass. Okay, so this light, is this where it comes from first? Goes here and then here. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this light. And then we could go to that one. And then we could go to that one. And then could go over here. Hee hee hee. Oh my. Well, that's a pretty impressive setup in a shed.
I've seen these symbols before. They were in that newspaper story about hobos.
So we need the symbols there. Forget where you put Elwatt, Marcel's band, you old coot. So that's his hat, which we'll need to get later. Ordered new quartz from Krollmeister Crystal. Paid $4.74, highway robbery. Delivery to take 6 weeks. Have Waddell cut the blank. He did a swell job last time. So we need a crystal.
Looks like Josiah was a ham radio operator. Looks like I can't use the radio unless and until I replace the crystal.
Right, so we need a new crystal to get the radio to work. Fantastic, okay. Let's go talk to some peeps, shall we? Gotta turn around. Okay, here we go. The first time it annoys me that it plays every time you have to open it. I agree, Demon Slayer. Like, once would have been sufficient.
Hello, Miss Drew.
Hello, Mr. Topham.
Yuri is missing his mouse again, it looks like. Or does he not? Do you still have your mouse, Yuri? Oh, you do. Okay. Hi, buddy. Oh, he's so cute. That little Mew. That little Mew.
Now what?
Do you by any chance know who Marcel is?
Marcel was what Josiah called his favorite hat.
His hat? The man named his hat?
He loved that hat, so to him, naming it made perfect sense.
Do you still have Marcel?
No, as a matter of fact, I gave that hat to Gloria Crandall. She said she was fond of the old fellow and wanted something to remember him by, although I suspect the real reason she wanted that hat was to see if he'd stashed any money in it.
Josiah ordered something from the Krollmeister Crystal Company just before he passed away. Do you know if it ever arrived?
You must be talking about that chunk of quartz that came last winter. I still have it right here. Why?
Yeah, they probably were super proud of it.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm a rock collector. Do you think I could have it?
Perhaps we can work something out. You see, amazing as this is going to sound, I am able to project my thoughts into another person's brain.
Is that so?
The only problem is, not everyone has the intellectual capacity to receive my thoughts. But since you have already demonstrated a high level of intelligence, yes, you may very well be the ideal subject.
Rolling my eyes so hard right now.
Me? Really?
You are going to help me prove that I am telepathic. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to shuffle a deck which contains 5 sets of these cards. Then I'm going to turn my back, draw a card, look at it, and start transmitting my thoughts. When you receive my thoughts, you will identify the card I'm looking at. Once you correctly identify 5 cards in a row, I'll give you that piece of quartz.
But what if I can't do it?
Just stay focused on the cards and my superior brain power will do the rest. Very well, let's begin. What card am I looking at?
Aw, he's a real cat? That's so cute. The man named his hat. Thinks so low of the Crandalls when you're just in it for the money yourself, right? So hypocritical. Okay, this puzzle. What card am I looking at? I don't know, the star?
I think it's this one.
That's not right. Here's another. This is which card?
The star?
This one?
Yes!
Oh!
Here's another. What card is this?
This is which card is the star. Oh, I better write these down, because it's different every time. I have notes in my detective notebook, but it's different every time, so. So when he said, this is which card, it's the star. This is which card? Star. What card is this? The circle?
This one.
No, try again. What card am I holding?
It's a very goofy puzzle, isn't it, Demon Slayer? What card am I holding?
This one?
That's not right. Here's another. What card is this?
This one.
Wrong. Well, you failed to correctly identify 5 in a row. Shall we continue?
You bet. Ready when you are.
Very well. Let's begin. What card am I looking at?
I think it's this one.
Very good.
Oh.
Here's another. What card am I holding?
What card am I looking at is the circle. What card looking at is the circle. I'm just going to keep going down the line. What card am I holding? This one.
This one?
Wrong. Here's another. This is which card?
This one.
Yes. Here's another. Do you know what card I'm looking at?
No.
This one.
Wrong. Here's another. Can you tell me what card this is?
Probably not.
This one.
Wrong.
Oh my gosh. Whenever he picks up a particular card, he always says the same thing.
Well, you failed to correctly identify 5 in a row. Shall we continue?
Right, he acts like it's Nancy's fault. Topham's spew makes me roll my eyes so hard. Superior brain powers. As if I'm doing all the work exactly.
You bet. Ready when you are.
Very well. Let's begin. Do you know what card I'm looking at?
Probably not.
This one.
That's not right. Here's another. What card am I holding?
I don't care.
This one.
Incorrect. You must focus.
You must focus.
Here's another. Tell me, what card is this?
No.
This one.
Wrong. Here's another. Can you tell me what card this is?
Apparently not.
I think it's this one.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Here's another. Tell me, what card is this?
Can you tell me is the river? Topham makes me think of weird pseudoscience people. I feel like he'd be an anti-vaxxer. He probably would.
This one.
Wrong. Well, you failed to correctly identify 5 in a row. Shall we continue?
You bet. Ready when you are.
Very well. Let's begin.
He would
What
heal
card is
everything with
this?
his essential oils. What card is this?
This one.
That's not right. Here's another. Do you know what card I'm looking at?
No.
This one?
Excellent. Here's another. Can you tell me what card this is?
Do you know what card I'm looking at is the square? Can you tell me what card this is?
This one.
You go, girl.
Ooh.
Here's another. What
Please
card
never
is
say that
this?
again. What card is this?
This one?
Incorrect. You must focus. Here's another. Which card am I thinking of?
This one.
This one.
Wrong. Well, you failed to correctly identify 5 in a row. Shall we continue?
I don't have a, whatchamacallit, a plus sign yet.
You bet. Ready when you are.
Very well. Let's begin. What card am I looking at?
A circle.
This one.
Very good. Here's another. What card is this?
A plus sign?
This one?
No. Try again. Tell me, what card is this?
No, I don't want to.
This one.
Wrong. Here's another. Do you know what card I'm looking at?
The square.
I think it's this one.
Very good. Here's another. Can you tell me what card this is?
The river.
I think it's this one.
Very good.
I wonder, could he be telling me what card he's picking up by which question he asks me?
Yes, Nancy.
Well, you failed to correctly identify 5 in a row. Shall we continue?
If we must.
You bet. Ready when you are.
Very well. Let's begin. What card am I looking at?
I wish she got steadily less excited.
This one.
Yes. Here's another. What card am I holding?
This one?
Wrong. Here's another. What card am I looking at?
This one.
Excellent. Here's another. What card is this?
This one.
Wrong. Here's another. Do you know what card I'm looking at?
I think it's this one.
Very good. Well, you failed to correctly identify 5 in a row. Shall we continue?
You bet. Ready when you are.
Very well. Let's begin. What card am I looking at?
This one?
You go, girl.
Ugh.
Here's another. What card am I concentrating on?
This one?
Yes. Here's another. Tell me, what card is this?
Okay, concentrating on is the plus sign. Tell me, what card is this?
This one?
Wrong.
Nope.
Here's another. What card am I concentrating on?
The plus sign.
This one?
Marvelous. Here's another. What card is this?
This one.
Wrong. Well, you failed to correctly identify 5 in a row. Shall we continue?
Right, Demon Slayer? Plus, it's like he could convince people that it's actually working because we're getting better and better with each time. So he would be like, look, you're learning. Except it's not.
You bet. Ready when you are.
Very well. Let's
You're
begin.
a fraud.
What card am I concentrating on?
What card am I concentrating on?
I think it's this one.
Excellent. Here's another. Do you know what card I'm looking at?
You know what card I'm looking at?
This one.
You go, girl. Here's another. This is which card?
This is which card?
I think it's this one.
Yes. Here's another. What card am I concentrating on?
What card am I concentrating on?
This one?
Marvelous. Here's another. What card is
What
this?
card is this? Oh no, I don't know the answer to this one.
This one?
Very good.
Oh,
you
yeah.
did it. Well, actually, I did it.
That was
but
a
in
good
any
guess.
case, thank you for your assistance.
You did
Here's
nothing.
the piece of crystal that Josiah ordered. Take it. You've earned it. Well, actually, I earned it, but let's not quibble.
You earned nothing? You did nothing?
But Mr. Topham, I didn't really. I mean, you didn't really. I mean, I'm afraid that subconsciously you may have.
Yes?
Never mind.
Do you need anything else?
Right? Solitaire or Scopa would have been so much better. Caitlin's starting to lose it. Just a little bit.
What do you think happened to the key to Josiah's safe deposit box?
Josiah no doubt lost it. He had a terrible memory, poor fellow.
And we thought mini golf was bad.
What do you think is in the safe deposit box?
No doubt it's filled with the same thing as this house. Junk. But if it's junk, why haven't I gotten rid of it, you may well ask. Well, I know it's silly to hang on to Josiah's things, but he was a wonderful man, you see, and I just don't have the heart to get rid of them. Too sentimental for my own good, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Do you mind if I look around some more?
Be my guest.
I don't like how the characters in this game are kind of fuzzy. Like, they look like they're about to just dissolve into the scenery around them. It's kind of weird. Mostly, I just don't like Topham. I want to pick up that book on the desk and hit him with it. No kidding. What an awful man. So now we need to get the crystal refined, it sounds like. Or was it already refined? I guess let's see if we can put it in. Because he said in his journal that he already paid to have it refined. But I think we still have to get it refined? I don't know. Forcefully absorb knowledge. If only it works that way. If only I could just tell my students, like, you will learn this, and they just did it. Okay, we're gonna run out of gas pretty soon. His superior brain. Ugh, that man. Whee! Whee!
Hello, Mr. Waddell.
Now what?
I need for you to cut a blank from this piece of quartz.
No big deal. Let's see it.
The blank needs to be just like the one you made before for Josiah Crowley.
Like I said, no big deal. You're gonna have to cough up $2, though. You can pay me when you pick it up. Good day.
$2. Oh, I have $2. Can I have it back?
Hello, Mr. Waddell. Are you done making that blank?
I need more time. Now quit bothering me so I can work.
But I need more. A concussion or two would actually help him. It's so true. What should we do? I mean, we could go to Emily's room. And listen to our new record that we got from Creepy's Corner.
Oh no, I'm out of gas. Guess I better flag down the next tow truck I see.
That'll be $5 for the tow and for filling your gas tank.
But I don't have $5.
You don't?
No.
We got ourselves quite a conundrum here. Tell you what, I've got a whole drawer full of bolts and washers and such in there. You put them all away in the right bins, and we'll call it even.
You got a deal. Zippy said I can't get any wrong.
I can't get any wrong? Oh no. I have never done this puzzle before, you guys. Like, not once. I didn't even know it existed until actually a few, like, weeks ago when somebody posted on it in the Nancy Drew group. And I can't get any wrong? Wow, that's harsh. Oh, this is so teeny. They're so little. I see why you guys don't like this puzzle. They are very, very small. Okay, this looks like this. $5. That's pretty steep. For the toe. Teeny little screw. Deliver some telegrams. The sorting puzzle. There are very few characters in the Nancy Drew series that I hate, and Topham is one of them. Exactly. Okay, this is flat. This is closer to the medium size, I think.
Sorry. You didn't do it right. You're gonna have to start over.
Oh, that's why it's so awful, because he makes you start all the way over. Well, that's just cruel. Okay, this one is little. This one's medium. 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 Welcome to Zippy's! Zippy zap. Okay, this is big. This looks medium-sized. These also look medium-sized. These are teeny, like teeny little screws.
Sorry.
What?
You didn't do it right. You're gonna have to start over.
What? When I played the game, I got different answers and it took me 2 hours. Plus, I love driving the car. Oh my goodness, Hippogriff. 2 hours? HP Hippogriff. Love your name, by the way. We did the card sorting puzzle for, I don't know, what do you guys think? Like 7 minutes? 7 minutes or so? And now this is my first experience with this puzzle. I've never done it before. Which is actually kind of fun because I thought I had long exhausted the stock of Nancy Drew puzzles.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
You didn't do it right. You're gonna have to start over.
Oh, I'm starting to understand why this puzzle is pretty universally hated. Because some of them don't even look like that size. Okay. This looks like...
Sorry.
Are you serious?
You didn't do it right. You're gonna have to start over.
Are you for reals, Zippy? Okay, I'm actually gonna come up with... Okay, so this is the biggest one, right? So I'm only gonna do these big ones first. No more big ones. And then... Oh, no, this is a big one. These ones are the medium ones. And then I'll do the small ones. So I can't possibly mix up the size. And these must be the teeny ones. Teeny little ones. Okay. It's the worst, LOL, yup. Okay. So these big flat ones, these are pretty big. They're all the same size. Yep, okay. Okay. This is good to know. Now this one is problematic, because is that a small one or is that a medium one? It looks pretty small. And then these washers, these are the same size, but they're pretty small. Yeah, there's no way that's... These have...
Sorry.
Oh.
You didn't do it right. You're gonna have to start over.
The best is when you get almost to the end and screw it up. Kind of like I just did. I get it now. I understand. I'm actually kind of glad I understand. This is... Yeah, that's a medium. Because these are small ones. They're so little. Okay, and then these are all little ones. Tiny. 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 And then this is a medium one. And this one's tiny. Okay. Hi, Juan Pena. Welcome. I'm doing this puzzle for the first time in my life and kind of regretting it. This is a medium one. These are big ones. All three of these are big ones. I'm calling them all ones because I don't know the technical terms for a lot of these. I know they're washers, nuts, and bolts, but I don't know which ones are which. I think the flat ones are washers, aren't they? Okay, these are mediums because that's a small one. So these are mediums, and this is a small. Okay, big screws. We have medium screws and teeny little screws. So this is a teeny one, this is a teeny one, and these ones are mediums. Medium. 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 Small. 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 Oh my gosh, we're so close. So glad this is an avoidable puzzle. The way you say tiny is adorable. Thanks. Okay. Gosh. This is bigger than this one. And this is bigger than this one. Which means this is a large one. And these two are medium ones. And these last three are tiny ones. Right?
You did it! You're free to go. Just remember, drive zippily.
You're free to go.
Figure out a way to make some money so I don't have to do that again.
You're free to go. Well, first of all, Nancy, just don't run out of gas. We'll be more careful next time. But also, can we talk about how Zippy was just holding us hostage? Is that okay? Is that allowed? Sort the ones you're unsure of first. If you mess up, it's not that bad. Yeah, that's a good strategy for it. I never saw this puzzle when playing the game, as I was paranoid about gas and filled up constantly. Exactly, me too. That's why this is the first time I've ever done it. right? I just kept filling it up. Exactly. And I would always avoid, like, running over things because I didn't want to do that. So, okay, we will be careful now. Waddell Jewelry.
Hello, Mr. Waddell. Are you done making that blank?
I need more time. Now quit bothering me so I can work.
Yay! Thanks, Ray Marie. Thanks, Allison. Who's my thing gotta go to? I can't see it. Oh, that's for Carson. This is for Zippy. Oh, this is our map. I should have looked at the map when I didn't know where the general store was. Do I have to get a new telegram? No, I haven't, Juan Peña. But that sounds hilarious.
Did you deliver that telegram?
I sure did.
Good for you. Here's your money. And here's your next telegram. This one goes to Miss Ross at Sunnybrook Farm. Keep up the good work.
At Sunnybrook Farm. Okay, well, we can head back to the inn, and we'll check in with Mr. Waddell later. Zippy Zoom, we're free. We're driving zippily away, so we never have to go there again.
Oh, Nancy, I'm afraid there's been more trouble.
Don't tell me something else blew up.
It's Emily. Oh, this is silly. I'm her guardian. I should just make her sell this place. She's only 17, for Pete's sakes. She should be out meeting boys and going to parties, not trying to run a business.
Miss Willoughby, what happened?
Just go ask her, and make her tell you everything.
Something happened to Emily.
Jane told you, didn't she?
What happened?
That picture on the wall over there, I saw it move. I was just sitting here and it moved all by itself. I saw it move, I really did. Last week, a book fell off the shelf for no reason. And before that, I heard these weird noises. And almost every day I hear a voice, like a whisper, coming out of nowhere. Jane thinks it's nerves, but I don't want to talk about this. Did you see Jim Archer?
I'm afraid I don't have very good news.
The jewelry wasn't insured?
No, but I do have some good news. Well, sort of.
Shh! Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Shh!
A weird zoom in.
Nothing. I'm going to have to sell the inn, aren't I?
You know, it's possible, just possible, that the will that was found was not the will Josiah wrote.
You mean he may have left us money after all? No, that's wishful thinking. And I refuse to get my hopes up again because they'll probably just get dashed again. Listen, I feel bad enough that you drove all the way out here for nothing. Maybe you should just go home.
Would you mind if I stayed for a while?
No, but I really don't feel like being sociable right now. There's nothing for you to do.
I'd like to see if Josiah hid a second will somewhere.
What are you? Some kind of Sam Spade?
Well, just because I've never solved a mystery before doesn't mean I can't. Anyway, there's no harm in trying, right? Who knows? I might turn out to be good at it.
Be my guest.
Nancy, you've solved 11 mysteries before this.
Would you happen to know where your mother put Josiah's favorite hat?
Look in the drawer right below me. That's where all Mom's mementos are.
I'll be back in a little bit.
You're the best.
You can link it if you'd like, Juan Peña. I'm guessing that's with Lauren's shop, like the...
Maybe this is the key to Josiah's safe deposit box.
The, like, herbal mixtures that you can make. How cool would it be if that actually worked?
You don't need to look at everything in there, do you?
Sorry.
Can I? No? Okay. Okay, so apparently one of the only Easter egg in this game...
What could have made this picture move?
...is if you jiggle this painting like 10 times... But that takes a lot of time because you can only do it between now and when we like find the passageway, which is a little bit crazy, but all it does is the painting says, "I'm tickled pink." We can, however, listen to...
Would it be okay if I played a record?
Sure.
Creepy's Corners. Nancy Drew, Midnight in Salem, Truth Serum. His name will be right under it. So we have to listen to all the sound effects.
I'll never forget the night it all began. That dark, stormy, fateful night when I decided the time had come to rid the world of the creature. But it would take money to do that, and to get money, I needed to confront my arch enemy, Nick, who had recently become able to transform himself fittingly into a giant warthog. When his forest hideaway came into view, I dismounted and approached the door on foot so I could take him by surprise. My fear that he would hear me proved groundless, for a terrible storm began to rage, washing away the sound of my footsteps. I peered through the rain-streaked window beside his front door and could see him sitting in front of the fire. He had returned to human form, but the malicious smile on his face suggested that he was recalling his recent porcine exploits. Seeing that the door was unlocked, I hurled it open and marched across the room toward him. "Step away from that bottle of warthog potion," I commanded, "and give me the 20 gold coins you stole from my poor servant." "I'm not going to give you a thing, save, perhaps, a taste of my sword." And with that, he drew his sword. In an instant, I had drawn mine, and so commenced the fiercest sword fight the world had ever known. The storm raging outside paled in comparison to our battle. To my surprise, Nick's experiences as a lower life form seemed to have improved his skill as a swordsman. I feinted, I parried, and yet victory eluded me. And soon I began to feel my strength ebbing from me. I was tiring rapidly. Summoning every ounce of what little energy remained in my body, I lunged at him one last desperate time. Ouch! Why, you've wounded me! I had managed to wound him on his right arm, just above the elbow. Curse you! His words, punctuated as they were by an untimely clap of thunder, sent a shiver down my spine. "Save your breath," I intoned, "and give me those gold coins." "Here, take your precious coins." He tossed the bag of coins onto a chair, but as I reached for them, he reached for his bottle of potion, and in a matter of seconds, my night had gone from bad to horrible.
Love it. Nick the Warthog. This story makes me laugh every time, isn't it great? And then we're back to Brigitte's ballad. Or the Ballad of Brigitte. Cool. Alright, so we now know all of the sound effects for that, which is good. What can we do next? We talked to Emily.
So, what did Emily say? Did she tell you about the pictures and the voices?
Have you ever seen or heard anything strange around here?
No. In fact, this place is so quiet and dull compared to Chicago that it's a wonder I haven't lost my mind. You know what? I'll bet it's me. I'll bet it finally hit Emily that I'm just not Gloria and I never will be, and that running this place is always gonna be all up to her. And it was just more than her poor mind could bear.
What did the sheriff say when you called him about the stolen jewels?
He said since nobody got robbed at gunpoint or anything, coming out here again just didn't seem necessary. Said it sounded to him like the jewelry had just been misplaced. You see, it only felt fair to tell him about Emily's, delicate state of mind.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Alrighty-dighty.
Alrighty-dighty. George is quite strong. She is a strong, powerful woman. I wish you could explore more rooms in the inn. I do too.
Why does this picture keep moving?
So I think if we do it 10 times, then it does the tickled pink Easter egg.
Hi, Nancy.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be definitely fun to see other parts of the inn too. Because, like, there's at least 4 other rooms here. And the kitchen would be fun to see. And the, like, dining room, which is probably over here. So cool. These pies. We haven't done the pie puzzle yet. We haven't had to. Okay. Let's go, I guess, talk to Topham. We haven't talked to Jim Archer in a while, too. And we still need our blank from Mr. Waddell. We're kind of just killing time so he can finish that.
Hello, Miss Drew.
Hi, Mr. Topham.
Now what?
Do you mind if I look around some more?
Be my guest.
They say George is athletic in the games. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's kind of her thing in the games, that she is very athletic and very good with technology. 3 other doors upstairs begging you to open them. Exactly. It's always just such a tease. At least it's not a whole building begging me to explore it, like in The Silent Spy. Cough, cough, shade, shade. Oh, there was a gym in the demo video, but not in the game. That's interesting, for Secrets Can Kill. I always think it's so interesting what games have to cut out and what they leave in.
Hello, Mr. Waddell. Are you done making that blank?
Have you got my fee?
Right here.
Good. Here's the blank I cut for you. Enjoy.
Thank you. Okay, now we only have 55 cents, so we have to be careful about gas now. Let's check in with Jim, and then we'll go put the blank in.
Hello again.
Nancy Drew in the Missing Kitchens.
What's your opinion of Richard Topham?
Interesting gentleman who's in an interesting line of work.
Does he do business here?
Yes, he does.
Jane thinks he's a crackpot.
He makes a living doing whatever it is he does, so obviously someone thinks he's the real deal.
I think I found the key to Josiah's safe deposit box.
Really?
I have it right here.
It is from this bank.
May I see if it opens the box?
It takes 2 keys to open a safe deposit box. The owner's key and my key. And in this case, I'm under no obligation to open it for you.
Oh, but
However, were you to do me a small favor...
Sure.
I hired a seamstress to make a dress for my wife's birthday next week. Unfortunately, the seamstress and I had a falling out, and now I need to find someone to finish the dress.
Maybe I could find somebody. How much are you willing to pay them?
Oh, the fact of the matter is, the dressmaker quit because I couldn't pay her. I misled you before. Business is not fine. This bank is on the brink of ruin.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Archer.
I wanted to get my wife something nice because, well, it might be the last nice thing she gets for a long, long time. Now, Emily once mentioned that Jane used to be a dressmaker.
Say no more. Just give me the dress and I'll take care of it.
I have it right here. The seamstress said that all the pieces have been cut out and basted together. All that's needed is a sewing machine. When it's finished, bring it back and I'll let you try that key in Josiah's safe deposit box.
I guess I'll be going.
Come back anytime.
Yeah, George probably knows some martial arts. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, Nancy really doesn't go into kitchens much, does she? Which is weird. I guess she's technically, like, when she does cooking in White Wolf of Icicle Creek, she's technically in a kitchen. We just don't get to see it. The sewing puzzle. Dun dun dun! Yeah, Danger by Design. Jing Jing Ling's kitchen. JJ Ling.
What's cooking?
Since you used to be a dressmaker, do you think you could help me sew something?
Me? Sew? No, I can't. Sewing takes practice, and I haven't sewed a stitch in years. Whatever it is, believe me, I'd wreck it.
Then how about giving me some pointers?
No can do. Sorry.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Bye now.
It's very suspicious, Jane, that you can't even give me any pointers on sewing. Would
it be all right if I used your sewing machine?
Go right ahead, but remember, you're on your own.
There's no needle.
It's probably in the box with the rest of Mom's sewing stuff. Ask Jane if she knows where it is.
I can't sew with that.
Okay, I need a needle.
Why does this picture keep moving?
Bess was a bit of a tinkerer in the graphic novel, so that's cool. I've never read any of the graphic novels. I've only ever read the original series. Thing that annoys me even more about the sewing puzzle is that it doesn't even make sense from a realistic perspective. That's not how you sew a dress. It's true.
What's cooking?
Would you happen to know where the needle for the sewing machine in Emily's room is?
I moved all of Gloria's sewing things out of there and put them in a little box. Look, I'm supposed to get the pies we baked before all the hullabaloo this morning ready for the delivery man. They gotta be put in the shipping container just so, or he casts a kitten. This is how he wants them organized. Now why don't you go out on the porch and get those pies ready to go while I look for that sewing box?
Sounds good.
Okay, so now we get to do our pie sorting, which I'm totally okay with, because, we get to look at delicious pies. Perfectly fine with that. For each variety of pie, cherry, blueberry, chocolate, the small pie always goes to the left of the large pie. Sandgate needs 2 large cherries, 1 blue, and 1 chocolate. 2 large cherries, 1 blue, and 1 chocolate. So let's first actually get all of the pies in the right place. Because there's some cherry pies where the chocolate pies are supposed to be, and some blueberry pies where the cherry pies are supposed to be. It's all just a hot mess, so I have to get all of those organized. Okay, so, that looks good for now. Riverville. Small and large blue, small large chocolate, and 2 large pies. Okay. Small large blue, small large chocolate, and 2 large cherries. Nancy only goes into kitchens when there's a cooking challenge or mini game. Otherwise, Nancy just doesn't eat. My great-grandmother used to be a seamstress, and ladies would bring in photos from Vogue, and she would measure and make a pattern just from a photo. That's so cool. I wish I knew how to sew too, Ray-Marie. What an awesome skill to have. How functional. Small large cherry, small large chocolate, and 2 pies of the same size. Small large cherry, small large chocolate, and let's go 2 small blueberries. Skydale. 2 large blue, 2 large chocolate, 2 different size. 2 large blue, 2 large chocolate, and 2 different sized pies. Knoxview, 2 same size cherry, 1 large blue, 2 same size chocolate. 1 large blue, 2 same size chocolate, and 2 of the same size cherry. And then Smithfield, small large cherry, no blue, and 2 large chocolate. So probably like that.
All done.
Beautiful. We've sorted pies. Oh, George could totally rock a pixie cut. Ooh. I sew. It's super helpful. That's so cool, Grace. Everyone should learn. I totally agree with that.
I'll bet those are the 2 brothers that built the inn and Josiah's house. I'll bet this was taken in that passageway I found. There's something written on the back.
Door in parlor window seat. Yep, and we already found that secret passageway, so that's cool. Our skills are unmatched. Our detective skills. Which means we could go look at it again, but we need to get Jane to come back with the sewing supplies, so maybe let's go in here. You can talk to Emily quick.
Why does this picture keep moving?
Hi, Nancy.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Thanks again, Nancy.
I don't think they have home ec classes in school, at least not as much as they used to. Yeah, it's usually an elective, and very few people have the opportunity to actually take it, which is kind of sad. Because just like a lifestyle or like a home care class would be so helpful for everyone, girls and boys. Like, just taking care of personal finances, managing relationships, cooking and cleaning and sewing and like car stuff. It would be so helpful to have a class like that. Don't have the patience to sew, but you've gotten into quilting. That's really cool. I'm a high school senior and I take a class called On Your Own, which is a combination of home ec and personal finance. That's great, Grace. Like, classes like that should definitely be more available. I love that. Nancy Drew's detective skills.
Thanks for doing the pies. The more I do it, the worse I seem to get at it. Here's that box. I'm sure that sewing machine needle is in there somewhere.
I see it.
Know what a needle looks like?
Remember, when it comes to using it, you're on your own, kiddo.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Don't take any wooden nickels.
Like, I don't sew, but I still know what a needle looks like. All right, guys, ready for this? We can do it.
Why does this picture keep moving?
We can do it. I believe in us. I believe.
All I need is the dress Jim Archer gave me, and I can start sewing.
Okay.
Well, I'd better start over.
Oh, really? I thought I was doing pretty
I made
good.
Too many mistakes. I'd better do it over.
You can find patterns that aren't too hard. That's awesome.
There. Not bad, mister.
Woo!
Not bad at all.
2 tries. I was literally holding my breath the whole time I was doing that. Yes, home ec should totally be mandatory. That's not how you sew. Nancy, pictures should stay put. So true. I really want to make a t-shirt quilt. Do you have to, like, what kinds of materials do you need to make a t-shirt quilt besides the actual t-shirts? Because I genuinely really want to do that. I have a lot of t-shirts that I just don't wear, but I don't want to get rid of. So I would love to make, like, a quilt or something with them. Thank you, Juan Pena. Thank you. Okay, Jim. The hem is not super neat, but it is a dress. So, here you go.
How's the dress coming?
Great. I did it myself.
This is beautiful. Thank you. Now let's see if that key you found opens up Josiah's safe deposit box.
Thank you, Amanda.
That was Josiah's key, all right. But that is not Josiah's will.
It looks like some kind of journal. Would it be okay if I kept this?
If it was money or jewelry or something like that, I'd turn it over to Topham. But a journal? Finders keepers as far as I'm concerned.
T-shirts, a backing fabric, and batting. Is batting like the filling that you put between the backing and the t-shirt parts? Like a cottony kind of thing or something? So many things they used to teach in school that had become obsolete, like cursive and telling time. Yes, I can't tell you how many elementary kids, like late elementary kids I have that can't tie their shoes because they don't really teach it in school anymore. thread and a sewing machine. Or you could be amazing and hand sew it, but that'd be kind of hard. Yeah, that does sound tricky. Okay, so if I find someone that had a sewing machine...
I'll be at my desk if you need me.
They can read... A lot of kids I know can read an analog clock, but they can't tell time on a regular clock. So they don't know it that way. Everyone should have to do the baby caring class, the one where you get the electronic baby you have to care for a week. Yes, learning just like basic childcare stuff is actually would be so cool, so important, because like not everyone has great role models at home. Unfortunately, it's sad to say. A lot of younger people can't read analog anymore. Yeah, sometimes they can't even read analog. The banker is a helpful guy, right? Batting is the in-between layer. Okay, gotcha. Sewing puzzle was hard mostly due to the use of the mouse. It's the same with actual sewing if your hand doesn't get stiff up. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we need a code for this journal.
Anything else I can do for you?
I guess I'll be going.
Nice talking to you.
Which, if we go back to the inn... Is it on the trivet that we get that? Yeah. Isn't it Goodfellow? Because the hoofbeats, and then thunderclap, thunderclap, rain, door closing. Yeah, so the trivet tells us the letters that we need, and then we can input them into the journal as Goodfellow. Beautiful.
7.025 megahertz. Puck! That's who Josiah played in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
I would make a t-shirt for you, Caitlin. That's so nice, Demon Slayer. Any characters from previous games you would like to see return? Ooh. I don't mind when characters return. Like, I definitely think it's fun if it makes sense. I like the way they did it with Charlena Purcell, where it was like she actually had like a reason to be there. It wasn't just like a for fun appearance. Like, Professor Hotchkiss has kind of ended up being just like a for fun appearance. Who would I want to see? That's hard, because there's so many good characters. I think... it would be cool if the series ended. Like, I always thought it would kind of end this way, where Nancy would re-interact with characters from previous games, whether they were culprits or not. That would be so super cool. That parenting class is a joke. The dolls are nowhere near as hard as the real thing. Hashtag send a babysitter, please. Yes. Yeah, real kids, real tough. To make a Nancy Drew quilt with a cover art from all the games, that would be so fun. It's like the blanket they sell on Her Interactive, but a quilt would be even cooler. Alright, Flute gave his cue and told him what he was supposed to say in reply. He thought it was a joke, but that's okay, I can trust him.
Pyramus, 7.057 megahertz.
He was in a foul mood, but I told him his cue and gave him his reply. I told him to write it down, and he did because I could hear his pen scratching on the paper.
Thisbe, 7.050 megahertz.
I gave
looks
her
like some kind of record of the people Josiah talked to on his ham radio.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I would love to see Prudence Rutherford in person. That's a great idea. The cruise ship mystery, that would be so good. She and Mrs. Montague can hang out. I gave her her line, then had her say it over and over till she knew it by heart. She knows the cue line too. Don't have to worry about her. Okay, so we have clues and clues.
Hello again.
I guess I'll be going.
Give my best to Emily.
Oh my gosh, yes, Eustacia. Eustacia and Vivian, if they're still alive. One day I talk to people, the next day I talk to them, they are dead. Dave from Shadow Ranch to show up again. We love Dave. Stan Dave. Now, I think don't I need to like get into the secret passageway so I can get into what's his face's house? Topham. Mr. I can project my thoughts into your brain. Oh wait, no I can't. That guy. This tunnel is so cool.
Guess I better not leave the lights on. I don't hear anybody. Now would be a good time for me to sneak inside and have a quick look around.
Okay, I have to shush Yuri.
Yuri, be quiet. You're disturbing us.
Shush, Yuri. Hush. Good kitty.
Clear your mind.
Good
of all
kitty.
thoughts. Think about nothing save facts, Spook.
Mr. Topham?
Yes, Mrs. Beckman?
Have cruise ship mystery with all the amazing kooky old ladies. Yes, Eustacia, Vivian, Prudence, Beatrice. I would love that. Mrs. Montague, that sounds amazing. Other book mysteries that take place in Arizona, so it's possible. Yeah. The cruise ship mystery should have all the kooky old ladies on board and all the old culprits team up to be the bad guy. I love that.
All right then, try to pull it.
I'm good at playing.
Yeah, Juan Pena, I have heard that too. I think if it helps people enjoy the story more.
Ooh. Phew. Meet with Jay Archer at 9:30 a.m. about money. That's today.
Oops. Then they should definitely do that. Oh, it's Houdini, also from Final Scene.
Talking and not enough concentrating.
That's his desk.
This is hard, Mr. Topham.
You can do it, Mrs.
Meet with Jim Archer regarding money. Is there anything else we can look at? I guess this is just Josiah. Oh my gosh, and Mrs. Drake. And Renata from The Captive Curse. Love this idea. Can we get all the, like, cranky, crotchety old man characters too? I would love that. Like Dexter, Alexi,
Yes, of course, I most
Gunnar.
Congratulations.
This is wonderful. I couldn't have done it without you, Mr. Topham. You're a genius.
You liked Ryan from Deadly Device? She's a lot of fun. There's so many good characters in the series. Like, really, the amount of character development that goes into some of these characters is just always so impressive to me.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
Hi, Tanya Timberwolf. Yeah, Carl and Dexter. Retirement cruise ship, yes. Bring back all my favorite, like, old people characters because they're so good.
What's cooking?
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Bye now.
Is there... Does the secret passageway go into, her room? Is this how you get into it? Because isn't there like a... Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Jeepers, I'm behind one of the walls in Emily's room. I'll bet that's how someone makes that picture move.
And it looks like Emily is not there. Can I go snoop through her stuff now? See, that would be nice.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
I love that, Tanya Timberwolf. Alexi's voice actor also did Magnus and Gunnar in Sea of Darkness. Oh, he passed away? Oh, that's sad. He was an amazing voice actor. And with the culprit being beat up by a bunch of old ladies in their canes. Yes. And Vivian can use her air horn. Red Knot, yup. What if it's a cruise ship but with a similar story to Larkspur Lane where the culprits are trying to swindle them out of their money? Yes, because they're all old, so they're all probably pretty wealthy. I love this idea. This is a great story. I'm so down for it. Oh, good. She is gone. Okay. Dearest Gloria, if you would do 3 simple things for me, I would very much appreciate it. First, keep this note for me. Tuck it away in a safe place, and should I ever ask to see it, please allow me to do so. Second, don't mention or show this note to anyone else. Third, don't ask me why. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You are a kind lady who sparkles like good water and makes me think that the sky's the limit. Your grateful friend, Josiah. So that is the line for bottom. Perfect. Okay. Dear Gloria, sorry it's taken me so long to answer your letter. I'm still a secretary at the bottling plant, and business is booming, so I'm busier than ever. In fact, I'm typing this during my lunch break, so please excuse the mustard stains. Still love those bologna sandwiches. Of course, I'll take care of Emily if something happens to you. All she has to do is write, and I'll come running. But quit worrying about such things. You've got a nice place to live, and that sweet little girl to keep you company. You've got it made in the shade. Me, I'm still in the boarding house. It's not the Ritz, but my room is right across the hall from the washroom, and most of the gals here are honest and hardworking and fun, but there are a few bad apples, like this gal named Marion Aborn. She dropped in the other day to borrow some bobby pins, so I went to the drawer to get some for her, only when I turned back around, she was going through my purse. She said it had fallen over and she was just putting it back, but I know what I saw. Anyway, I sure miss you. I'm investing as much money as I can in the stock market because my boss says it's a surefire way to get rich, so next year maybe I can take the train out there to see you. Better yet, maybe I'll buy a car. Wouldn't that be the butterfly's boots? Right soon, your friend forever, Jane. The butterfly's boots. Aha. Awesome, so we have the Q for bottom. No matter how many times I snoop in the game, it always makes me nervous. So true. I wish I had the skills and resources to actually make this game a reality. Oh, that'd be so fun. Terrible at any coding or programming. It sounds really tricky.
What's cooking? I think I know why Emily has been seeing and hearing strange things.
Well, I'm all ears. Tell me.
I found a secret passageway that goes from the inn to Josiah Crowley's old house. And off of it, I found a staircase that leads to a space behind a wall in Emily's room. That's the staircase that's in this old picture.
You mean the noises that Emily's been hearing? The things she's been seeing? It's because someone's been sneaking around behind the wall in her room?
It may even be that someone is trying to scare her on purpose.
On purpose? Who would want to do something like that?
I was able to open the staircase because I saw the picture I just showed you. And I found that picture on the shelf in your podium.
You mean it was right there under my nose? Hold the phone! You think I'm the one who's been sneaking around?
Can you think of somebody else who may have had access to that picture?
Anyone who's ever been behind this desk could have seen that picture. It's hardly fair to go pointing a finger at me.
Maybe Emily will know something about it.
She went into town to run some errands. At least that's what I told her to do. Heaven knows she could use some fresh air.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Don't take any wooden nickels.
Oh yeah, it would be nice if we could look like more specifically into the fire. That would be cool. HP Hippogriff. Coding is one of those things that you either hate or are amazing at. Personally, I hate it, but I have a friend that can code a whole game in his sleep. That's amazing. Yeah, my brother is a software developer, so like I've heard about it, but it's just something that I've never actually tried. I'm lacking in those skills too. I'm probably only good at voice acting, if even that. I would love to voice act in a game. That would be so fun. We are still missing the cues for everyone. So where would one find the cues? Because we have pretty much everything else we need now. Okay, well, we can put the blank in. And we can do the different frequencies. But where are the cues? That's a good question, Juan Peña. I hope she did. 02.
Hello? Flute? Are you there?
This is Flute, but you sure don't sound like Puck, so explain yourself.
My name's Nancy Drew.
So where's Puck?
Well, I'm pretty sure Puck's real name was Josiah Crowley, and I hate to say it, but he passed away earlier this year.
Ah, that's a shame. Heck, I never got to give him his sentence.
His sentence?
Well, see, a while back, Puck dictated a sentence to me and told me that if and when he recited a certain passage from Shakespeare, I was to respond with that sentence. Weird fellow, that Puck.
Could you tell me the sentence?
Oh, no, Puck made me promise. I can only say the sentence after I hear the passage from Shakespeare.
Is the passage from one of his plays?
Darned if I know.
What if I figured out the passage? Would you tell me the sentence then?
I suppose I could do that, yes.
Is Flute your real name?
No, it's just what Puck insisted on calling me. What'd you say his real name was?
Josiah Crowley.
Strange. I never heard of him.
Why is that strange?
He led me to believe he was this big cheese out in Hollywood, you know, some famous producer, director or something. Said he owned his own studio.
He didn't own a studio, and he certainly didn't live in Hollywood.
I'll be darned. So he was just lying to me. Well, that's all right. I may have told him a fib or three over the years myself. Like the time I told him I was a scratch golfer. I don't even know what that means. In any case, you tell me the passage, I'll tell you the sentence. Until then, over and out.
Oh, it's on Topham's desk, so I did miss something in there. Thank you, Allison. Oh, thank you, Ray Marie. I'd be a great bess. Okay, we need to go through the passageway. Her wouldn't have to do anything story-wise. The community would write the games for them. I know what you mean. There is a passionate community with lots of really good creative ideas that honestly they should maybe consider for their next game or two. Yeah, they really should. Or at least stop outsourcing, like, all of the game to different companies that don't care about Nancy Drew. Ye old chat room.
What was that?
What was that? That reminds me, have you guys ever played Sims Medieval?
Not leave the lights on. I don't hear anybody. Now would be a good time for me to sneak inside and have a quick look around.
Because that is one of my, like, favorite games, but I feel like nobody knows about it.
Think about nothing save that spoon.
Okay. Where's the toy?
Be quiet. You're disturbing us.
Where's the toy? Oh, it's over here. I have to give the cat his toy. He has a name, Nancy. His name is Yuri, and he's adorable.
Mr. Topham? Yes, Mrs. Dressmaking.
Josiah must have circled these quotes, but why?
Okay, so Pyramus, thou speakest aright.
I better write down all the stuff that's circled here in my journal.
Flute, shall we their fond pageant see? Thisbe, if we shadows, etc. Wonderful.
Yes, it's okay if you blink. Just keep focusing. Your eyes, your thoughts, focus.
Should I try to put in the pocket?
Right? Bess is supposed to be more full-figured. I would love to see that kind of representation, especially...
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
...more often with, like, a main character. Like, Bess is supposed to be curvy and fabulous. Let her be curvy and fabulous. The Lilac Inn parlor being so green. It is quite green, isn't it? Exactly, Grace. We would help them for free. Her should partner with Frogware, the company that makes the Sherlock games, and use their experience to learn about how to make a 3D world and have a long mystery. Your friend had Sims Medieval? It's just so fun. I only have Sims 4, but Sims Medieval sounds amazing. It's just, like, it's very story-driven, which is so fun, but I love, like, kings and queens and castles and all that fun stuff. You can have sword fights, you develop your kingdom, you go on different quests. It's, yeah, good times. Okay, now we can call everyone. We have our cues. Yeah, the concept art of Shattered Medallion shows that, but not Bess's model. Kind of just like a slap in the face, like, we're gonna give you Bess. Yeah, Bess's representation in Shattered Medallion overall was just kind of unfortunate. I mean, most people's representation in Shattered Medallion was unfortunate, but Bess especially. Yeah, I agree, Demon Slayer. Oof, that's loud. They have said, like, when people ask them if they're making another game, they do say that they are developing another one, but there's no information on it at all. So I just kind of have a hard time believing that.
Hello? Flute? Are you there?
Flute here. That you, Nancy Drew?
Yes, it's me, and I think I know the Shakespeare passage that Puck wanted you to listen for.
Let's hear it.
Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
That's it. Here, let me check my logbook for the response. Now I'm supposed to say, leave by road when the owner is in, because then there will be thieves about.
Leave by road when the owner is in, because then there will be thieves about?
Those were Puck's exact words. Well, hope I've been of some help. Over and out.
This is true, Grace. Shattered Medallion is just kind of unfortunate overall. It definitely seemed like that's what they were going for, making Deirdre part of the, like, actual group then. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's fine.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? Speak to me. Hello?
This is Pyramus. Who are you?
My name's Nancy Drew. Does somebody named Puck usually call you on this frequency?
Somebody named Puck used to. Apparently he found something better to do. Haven't talked to him in months.
Well, that's because he passed away not too long ago.
Oh, well, that's a good excuse, I guess. How'd you know he called me Pyramus?
I'm a friend of his. I found your name and radio frequency in his journal.
So why are you talking to me?
Did Puck, ever ask you to tell him something whenever he read a certain passage from Shakespeare?
Whenever he rattled off this Shakespeare quote, I was supposed to rattle off this stupid saying he gave me. How did you know about that?
Long story. But if I were to rattle off the quote, there's no reason why you can't tell me the stupid saying, right?
Well, come to think of it, he never said the quote had to come from him, so yeah, I guess I could tell you.
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night.
How'd you know?
Long story. What did he tell you to say in response?
Wait a minute, I had to write it down. Here, you're gonna love this. A barking dog would do well to hold his tongue in a dangerous neighborhood.
A barking dog would do well to hold his tongue in a dangerous neighborhood.
I told you it was stupid.
I really appreciate your help.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of car did Puck drive, do you know?
I don't think he had a car.
And he tried to tell me he was rich. Over and out.
This Pyramus guy is kind of a mopey gentleman. Oh yeah, you could be right about that, Demon Slayer. They did really hide Shattered Medallion's quality until the last second. And they made it look like it would be so good in the trailer. Like, the graphics quality was going to be so stunning. And it's just, like, the trailer was very misleading. There were so many things in the trailer that weren't even in the original game. So upsetting. Yeah, Shattered Medallion did kind of waste New Zealand, which is so sad. Quite a good excuse. And you introduced yourself as Pyramus? Exactly. Oh, that's a good excuse, I suppose.
Thisbe, are you there? Hello?
I'm Thisbe, but only Puck calls me that. Who's this?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm afraid I have some bad news about Puck.
Oh dear, they closed the play he was starring in, didn't they? That's why I haven't heard from him. He's too far down in the dumps. Oh, I was afraid it was something like that.
Actually, you haven't heard from him because he passed away several months ago.
Oh my, that's worse, isn't it? And after all that rigmarole he went through, making sure I knew my line and understood my cue?
Your cue?
Yes, you see, Puck, or whatever his real name is, or was, Puck wanted to share his love of acting with me. So he gave me a line to say, a very curious line I might add, and told me to repeat it only after I heard my cue. A passage written by Mr. William Shakespeare.
So if I cue you with a passage, you'll respond with the line he gave you to say?
Immediately. I know it by heart, you see.
Here goes. If we shadows have offended, think but this and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear.
The authorities are alert for bad water, so do not go this way.
The authorities are alert for bad water, so do not go this way.
That's what I was to say, although my delivery was much better when Puck was coaching me. And now, as Puck was fond of saying, I bid you adieu. Over and out.
She's pleasant. I haven't yet, Grace, but it is on my watch list because I'm kind of curious what his thoughts are. Okay, so now we can put these in using the hobo signs. So flutes was this one, and 2/10. Thisbe, like so. Pyramus, like this. And bottom, like this. Your goal is to reach the end of the path and to land exactly on the last spot on the board, no going over. Each card can only be used once. You do not need to use all of the cards. To take a shortcut, you must be on a spot with a picture on it and use the same picture to take the pathway. Good luck. Candyland, but harder. The concept for Pacific Run competition would have been amazing if it was done right. They didn't even run. The puzzles were kind of sad and boring. Exactly. And the fact that they had that Pacific Run plot mixed in with Sunny's plot just made it so convoluted. It's so confusing. Yeah. It ended up just not being even worth it. Or it felt not worth it at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm guessing that means go back. So we want to go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about this? And then we can maybe make use of the butterfly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the sun. So we could do 3 and 6. And then the sun. 3 would get me the raindrop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, no, that doesn't work. What if we do, I think we should only do the big jump. So I think this is a good jump. But that's not much more than 9. So I don't know that we should do that. Maybe actually the shamrock would be better. Because that's only 2. 10 is the moon. Let's use the moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want to do the shamrock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would get me to the diamond, which is 1. Kind of used up 3 and 2 already. Is there any other way I can get 5? No. The end will always be the same, even if you had more points and would have won. Yes, that annoys me more than anything, is that it's not even a game show. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun ripping apart Shattered Medallion in chat. Same with Midnight in Salem. Ooh, favorite Pixar movie is Inside Out and Brave. Those are my 2 favorites. Inside Out makes me cry every single time. It is so good, especially as a speech therapist. Like, I love how it teaches kids about emotions and social skills and, like, understanding your feelings. So good. Does it make sense in what Emily said earlier in the game? Yeah, it does seem like the timing is off. You're right, HP Hippogriff. At least they broke the molds. Aliens usually land in South America or Egypt. Right? Not New Zealand. Huh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 12. This is 11. That's 9. That's 13. Darn it. Huh. So close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if we go... Huh. Oh no, that doesn't work at all. Yeah, Jamila was a cool character. Ooh, that's a good point, Demon Slayer. I hadn't thought about that. It might, yeah. It's, I would have to play it on the very low graphic settings, which would make it even funnier to play. This board game is kind of similar to Ransom of the Seven Ships. We do have a little bit more control over it, which I appreciate. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Let's see. 16, 18, 21. Aha! Ooh, okay. That's a fire hazard. A golden golf ball.
A golf ball. No doubt meant to be used on that golf course of Josiah's.
Marvelous. Okay. Oh, and there's notes. Take this to Tiny Town, and for oodles of fun, use it there to hit a hole in one. So we have to go to Tiny Town and hit a hole in one. Yeah, the fact that Sunny June was such a big deal in other games and then was like Nancy didn't even address him at all, or the fact that he had been all over the world, like it was glossed over. He wasn't nearly as kooky as he could have been, or funny or interesting. It's just so sad. Do I have to pay? No, I can't just go in. Okay. Tiny Town. Hole in one. Yeah.
Another safe deposit box key?
What? You use the big numbers first in the puzzle, then whatever numbers are left on the board. That sounds like a good strategy. Sunny is the culprit for a kooky old lady cruise mystery.
Emily, please, just settle down. It's all right. It's not all right. Stop lying. Something's wrong with me.
You've got to go talk to Emily. She's in a bad way.
Did you tell her about the secret passageway I found?
I never got the chance. Please, go talk to her. She won't listen to me. I'm no help at all.
I wonder what's happening.
Just go back to River Heights, Nancy.
Why? What's the matter?
I took a nap after I got back from running errands, and when I woke up, this was in my hand. It's one of the necklaces that I thought had been stolen. I have no idea how it got there. I must do things and not remember. All this responsibility on top of losing Mom. I can't cope with it. I'm having what'd Jane call it? A nervous breakdown.
No, you're not.
I don't want to talk anymore. Go home. You're just making things worse.
Wow, you used to be so excited to see me. And now you're telling me to get out of here. Although that does kind of happen a lot in Nancy's mysteries. She's invited with open arms, and then everyone's just real excited to get rid of her.
Did you talk to her? Do you see what I mean? No wonder I never saw or heard anything. It was all in her mind.
I'm not so sure, Miss Willoughby. What's more, I think I found something that'll solve all her problems. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, like, hint harder that you found it, Nancy. Hint harder to people that we don't fully trust. To the bank. Wee.
I'm glad you stopped by. I need to clear the air about something. I lied before. Not just when I said the bank was doing fine when it's really not, but when I said that wasn't my car you saw parked outside the inn today. I parked it there because I didn't want anyone to know that I was at Richard Topham's begging him for money. This bank is in truly dire financial straits, and if anyone finds out...
Mr. Archer, I already knew you were at Richard Topham's today. I saw your name in his calendar.
Oh, so what can I do for you?
I found another safe deposit box key that belonged to Josiah.
Impossible. Josiah only had one box, and you've already opened it.
Can you tell me whose key this is?
It is one of ours. Where did you get it?
I won it playing golf at Josiah's with a special ball. I had to ace one of the holes.
Why does that sound familiar? I know why. That's what Clara always called me, her ace in the hole.
That's who this key belongs to, Clara Pickford.
So, Clara Pickford was really Josiah Crowley in disguise.
Apparently, he loved playing tricks like that on people and hiding things right under their noses.
Love that. The Last Will and Testament of Josiah Crowley.
Wonder what this is. Gloria Dowd, now Crandall, and Jane Willoughby, circa 1912.
Jane Willoughby? That doesn't look the least bit like Jane Willoughby.
No, it certainly doesn't. I'd better get back to the Lilac Inn and have a talk with her right now.
Move out of the way, would you please? I'm kind of in a hurry.
You're not going anywhere until you tell me who you really are.
What are you talking about?
I just saw a picture of Jane Willoughby, the real Jane Willoughby.
It's been swell knowing you, sister.
I can't let Jane out of my sight.
Drive, Nancy, drive. Don't get run over by the cow. Or don't you run over the cow. Oh no! Oh, I hit the... Imposter abandons car and escapes with stolen jewels. Shouldn't have let her out of my sight.
I can't let Jane out of my sight.
Oh no! That was horrible. Okay.
I can't let Jane out of my sight.
Gotta stay in the center of the road. Potholes be darned. Oh, the mud. How is there nobody else on the roads right now?
I'll bet she's heading for the state line. I know. I'll take a shortcut and head her off.
Ha ha ha!
Why couldn't you just mind your own business?
Because
Dear
that's
Ned,
not what I do.
I know you'll be home from school in a couple of days, but I couldn't wait to tell you. I just solved a mystery. I figured out that Emily Crandall's guardian was really an imposter named Marion, who intercepted the letter Emily wrote to Jane Willoughby after her mom died. She pretended to be Jane not only so she could steal Emily's valuables, but so she could convince Emily that she was incapable of running Lilac Inn, and that she should sell it and split the money with her. On top of all that, I found Josiah Crowley's real will. In it, he left Emily so much money that she'll be able to hire all the people she needs to keep the inn going. He left Jim Archer a ton of money too, which means he won't have to close his bank. And from now on, he'll be able to buy his wife a new dress anytime he wants. As for Richard Topham, Josiah left him nothing. Although Topham still refuses to admit that he forged the first will, and insists that he's going to contest the will I found. Dad says it's highly doubtful he'll succeed, and that he'd be better off sticking to spoon tricks. Anyway, when you get home, I'll give you all the details over a nice big piece of slightly damaged cherry pie. Wait till you hear that part of the story. As always, Nancy.
I think that would break the game, Juan Pena, if we ran out of gas. That'd be so funny. The culprit did it because on the off chance this lady had a friend who had some jewelry. Yeah, like, Jane actually gets in a bunch of trouble, but she really shouldn't. Like, Richard Topham should be the one that's, like, the culprit in this game, but it's really Jane. That's just kind of what happens, I guess, when you take 4 books and meld them into one. Well, this is the 30s. Not everyone had a car back then? Yeah. All the poor pies. So sad. We got the title of, the Nuts and Bolts Award for excelling at sorting. For sorting excellence. Oh, that's hilarious. I've never gotten this award before because I've never had to do that puzzle before. That's so great.
Great news, I think. See, Frank and Joe Hardy have invited me to help them solve a mystery. Only this mystery takes place on a train. But not just any train. A train that was found abandoned years ago in the middle of nowhere. All of its passengers had simply vanished. Some people say the train is jinxed. Others say it's haunted. I mean, it'll be fun to finally get to work alongside the Hardy boys, but I just hope the trip we're going on doesn't turn out to be, one way.
Hurley's Comet. Last train to Blue Moon Canyon. That is a good mystery right there. Fantastic. It would have been funny if Jane got hit in the face with a pie. This game is fine, but since it's kind of between Blackmore and Last Train, some of the best games with incredible plots, it's kind of lackluster. Exactly, Demon Slayer. Like, it's cute, it's fun, it's light, it's nice, but it doesn't have a whole lot of, memorability compared to other ones. Mainly selling the inn, or Jane let drop some info about Gloria's jewelry. Yeah, she must have or something. Last Train, my favorite game. Nice. Yes, Last Train. When will you be doing this one? Yay, we get to see the Hardy Boys. Yes, can't wait for this one. Everyone's super excited for Last Train. That's amazing. I'm super excited too. I love Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. I think I'm going to have to wait until Sunday to stream Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Just being totally honest with you guys, these streams are actually kind of tough on my voice. I'm trying to do some things to keep my voice healthier, drinking honey water and drinking a lot of water just in general and doing warm-ups beforehand, but I really don't want to push it too far and damage my voice. So having a day in between is actually really helpful for it. So if you guys are okay with Sunday, that's kind of what I'm thinking for Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. But you can let me know what you think. What time? It would be, we'd probably start at kind of that, like, 11-ish time, maybe a little bit earlier than 11. Slightly before noon. Midday on Sunday. Make lots of tea, like Danger by Design. Yes, I'm taking lots of chamomile tea. Keep yourself healthy, that's first priority. Thank you, Demon Slayer. Yeah, I've been making lots of chamomile tea and trying to drink it. Do what you need to do, Caitlin. Thank you, Grace. Sunday's fine with me. Okay, that's awesome to hear. You guys are super supportive, so thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining today for our little Secret of the Old Clock stream. Sunday is best for me. Can't wait. Love this game. That's awesome, Allison. So glad to hear that. I am so excited to see all of you again. I love playing these games with all my fellow detectives, so thank you so much for joining. Might be running errands tomorrow anyway, so Sunday's great. Yay! We're just excited you're live streaming. Sunday's good, gives your voice a rest. You guys are so great. Sunday's great for me, and that's a good excuse. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you again for joining, and I can't wait to see you again soon for Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Bye! Oh, and thanks for the sub, HP Hippogriff. I just got the notification. Thank you so much. Bye!